What's going on, everyone? Happy Friday. So here we are. Want to touch on a couple things, but especially why a cold wallet doesn't automatically protect your crypto. So I am going to cover that along with some other exciting topics. There are a couple sales going on for Valentine's Day as well. I think more sales will come, but currently it's just Tangem is 20% off, plus you get $10 and $10 to $20 in free Bitcoin. And Trezor is currently on sale. I literally just found that out before I started this live stream. And there's a bunch of different sales on Trezor's website. They have like I think they have 10% off, like the Safe 5. They got a free charger with the Safe 7, a couple other things. I don't know. You just have to check it out. But links to both of those deals are down in the description. And if you need a user guide for either of those wallets, those links are also down there as well. But yeah, this is a topic that I've been talking about for a long time. And it kind of ties in with like, there's no perfect or no best cold wallet, because one of the most common questions I get on my channel in the comments is, hey, what's the best cold wallet? And I'm like, I can't answer that for you. I couldn't even begin to answer that for you without asking some follow-up questions, because you need context to determine what the best cold wallet is. And I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with what I call the 2 deal breakers, but the 2 deal breakers are what you need to check before looking into anything else. Literally, that's where you need to start. The two deal breakers are coin support. Does it support the cryptocurrencies that you want to hold with your wallet? If it doesn't, then you can't use that wallet, so it would be pointless to get it. And the second thing you want to check is device compatibility. Does it support the devices that you want to use to manage the wallet? So your phone, your computer, or both. I just saw a comment on the channel, I think yesterday, that someone had about a Tangem wallet, and they're like, this wallet sucks. I have to use it on my phone. And that's what I'm trying to help you avoid. You need to check that stuff before you get the wallet. That way, at the very least, you'll have a wallet that you can use. Because if you don't have a phone that supports the wallet, or the wallet doesn't support the crypto, well, then you're screwed. But aside from that, the one thing that I really want to point out, and I'm sure a lot of you are aware of, but cold wallets really all do the same thing. They're really all just signing devices. Take that a step further, they're all secure signing devices. So they store the keys to your crypto offline in a secure environment. Now, depending on the wallet, it could be stored a little differently. Most cold wallets on the market today, with the exception of, I don't know, some like maybe Blockstream Jade or something that has a virtual secure element chip, most of them store the private data, like the keys and stuff, in a secure element chip, which is a security chip that's also used in like bank cards and electronic passports. And in doing that, it protects the key from physical attacks. So like if someone stole your wallet and then they tried, some kind of physical attack on it, they wouldn't be able to extract that data. Because the reality is, all of the hardware wallets that have ever been hacked in the past, they're all physical attacks. So they all required someone to have physical access to the device, and then open it up, connect some tools to the chip or wherever the keys may be stored, and then basically find the vulnerability and exploit it. That's really the only way a hardware wallet is hacked and has been hacked. And that's not the main threat. The main threat is not nefarious hackers or backdoors. Although those are threats, of course, we have to consider that. But those are not the main threats. And that's just the reality of crypto right now. The main threats, and the only way I see people lose crypto after running this channel for 3 years now, is user error. Now, user error encompasses things like scams as well. So it's not just like, oh, I sent my crypto to the wrong network or to the wrong address. I sent it, or whatever it may be. But maybe you sent it to a scammer, or maybe you exposed your seed phrase, right? These are the most common things. So that the question you should be asking yourself isn't what's the best or most secure cold wallet, because all cold wallets, they really do the same thing. That's kind of the point of this. And there's a lot of different wallets to choose from. that might seem more secure. You have something like the Engrave Zero that costs, $420 or whatever it may be. And they have really good marketing, and it is a secure wallet. But do you need to spend $420 to get a secure wallet? No. Does the price point make Engrave more secure than something like Ledger? No, I don't believe so. And then there's different things, right? Different wallets have different security features. And those things can add additional layers of security, but just because they have them, it doesn't mean that they're right for everyone. Some people maybe want to split their seed phrase or have multiple seed phrases, like something like Shamir Backup. I don't personally use that. I think that's getting a little complex, and I think the complexity of it outweighs the security benefits. So you kind of need to find your own sweet spot, as I mentioned in my most recent video. And for that could be just something as simple as, like, you buy a hardware wallet, you transfer your crypto to it, and that's it. You leave it at that. That alone is going to secure your crypto. If you're a little more paranoid, which some people are, and you want like an extra layer of security, maybe you consider adding a passphrase onto your wallet, right? And also known as a hidden wallet. And then you put your crypto in the hidden wallet. That way, if someone gets access to your seed phrase, they don't have access to your crypto. But it's kind of up to you to determine what your technical skill level is and what your comfort is, and then compare that to your real world risks, right? But I think for most of us, for the majority of people, unless you're like a crypto exchange who's handling billions of dollars worth of assets, I think for the most of us, hacks, like someone hacking our wallet, is just not a major threat, because that's just what the data shows. So yeah, and definitely drop your comments, questions in the chat. As always on my live Q&As, I'm happy to answer any questions you have about really anything. I know there's a lot of questions surrounding Tangem right now. I've seen some questions lately surrounding the Trezor Save 7. Ledger always has, questions, but anything you want to know, I'm definitely happy to answer here on the live stream. If I don't have an answer for you, I'll tell you I don't know, figure it out. Not really. Sometimes I try to figure it out here with you. But yeah, that's kind of the thing. Currently, as cold wallets sit, I believe that just about every cold wallet on the market right now will do a fine job of securing your crypto. That's not the main concern. The main concern is finding a wallet that works for you, that will hold your crypto, that will work on your phone or computer at home, and that matches your technical level. It's really that simple. You find a wallet that does that, you put your crypto in it, you're going to be good to go. It doesn't really have to get any more complex than that. But like I said, if you're just joining, there are Valentine's Day sales have started, and there's only two that I know of right now. It's Tangem and Trezor, and I can show you. I actually saw an ad for Trezor. So Trezor right now, they have the links in the description to all these sales, but let's just go through them. You get, with the new Trezor Safe 7, which is my personal favorite Trezor wallet, you get a free wireless charger, which is like, anything free to me is a bonus. That's $249. If you want like an older model, like the Trezor Safe 5, you get 10% off. If you want the Trezor Safe 3, looks like you also get 10% off. That includes the Bitcoin only editions. And then there's like some bundle deals as well. But basically, you get 10% off of everything. Here's a 20% off for the Safe 5. So yeah, some really good deals. And the Trezor Model 1 and Trezor Model T have been discontinued. Maybe if you have a Trezor Model 1 or Model T, you might want to consider upgrading to a different Trezor wallet. Do you need to? Not necessarily, as long as Trezor is still supporting firmware updates for those old wallets, which I believe they are. But the main difference between the old Trezor models, like the Trezor Model 1 and the Trezor Model T, they don't have secure element chips in them, so they have a little less physical protection compared to basically all the new safe models. And then, aside from that, we've got Tangem sale as well, which There we go. Took a second to load. Is 20% off your entire order. Plus, you get free Bitcoin. With a 3-card set, you get $10. With a 2-card set, you get $5. With the family pack, you get $20. A Tangem Ring, you get $15. So they actually upgraded. They actually updated this. You get, depending on which one you get different amounts of Bitcoin. The way the Bitcoin works with the Tangem wallet deal is after you submit your order, you'll receive a separate email from Tangem with a QR code, and then there will be instructions to claim that free Bitcoin. You're going to claim it directly in your Tangem wallet when you set it up, or even if you already have a Tangem wallet, you can claim it in your current Tangem wallet if you wanted to. It's really up to you. But those are the 2 deals that's going on. Again, links are in the description. I also left my user guides for Tangem and the Trezor Safe 7 if you want to see how those work. But I'm going to head over to the comments here, see what's going on. Shout out to Johnny. Thanks for joining the live stream. HJ says, does 2 Tangem cards and Trezor Safe 7 worth their price in terms of security? I don't see that much difference, providing a big difference in price. Yeah, I mean, they're both going to secure your crypto. That's just a fact. No Trezor wallet. I guess the old Trezor Model 1 was technically hacked. Again, that was a physical attack. But both of those wallets are going to secure your crypto just as well as any other wallet. The main difference in price comes just from the pure form factor. With the Trezor Safe 7, I mean, you're getting a one-piece aluminum design. So this is one solid piece of aluminum that's carved out. The back is actually reinforced glass. It's like 7 layers of glass. And then you get the brightest touchscreen on the market when it comes to cold wallets. I believe it's about 700 nits of brightness, which is almost iPhone territory. iPhone runs at about 1,000 nits of brightness. You get these nice big buttons. And then it works on both your desktop and mobile device. So that's where the main price difference comes from, is it's simply its design. Whereas something like Tangem, Tangem uses your phone. I mean, the Trezor also uses your phone and computer to manage it, but you actually have the screen on the device to confirm transactions. Whereas with Trezor, it's just a card. Cards are naturally cheaper to manufacture. So the only thing that's in this, you've got the card, and then inside here you have the EAL 6+ secure element chip where your keys are stored, and then you have an NFC antenna running around the outside of it. And then when you sign transactions, you just hold the card up to your phone, and the transaction is signed inside of the secure element chip on the card. So those are the main difference. Again, what I would check when choosing between Trezor, Tangem, Ledger, whatever it may be, the first thing you need to check, HJ, is the coin support. Tangem supports a lot more coins, cryptocurrencies than Trezor does. So definitely check both. And then device compatibility. Tangem is mobile only. It's only going to work with your iOS and Android mobile device. It doesn't work with tablets. It doesn't work with computers. It runs off of NFC, or near field communication, which is the same kind of technology like when you use Apple Pay with your phone at a payment terminal. That's how Tangem works. That's why you just hold it up to your phone and it's sign a transaction. So those are the things I would check. But in my opinion, as long as you check the 2 deal breakers, you can't go wrong with either. Ty says I currently have all my crypto on exchanges. I had no clue about wallets until I found your channel. Thank you. Yeah, Ty, and I think to your point, that's where most people start, right? Because when we get into crypto, really the only on-ramp for the majority of people is you start on a crypto exchange. Coinbase, Kraken, Gemini, Crypto.com, maybe even something like Robinhood, Cash App even. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's fine, and we kind of have to use these exchanges to get our crypto. But even Kraken admits crypto exchanges are not crypto wallets. They're not a place to hold your crypto. Now, of course, like Coinbase will tell you, will incentivize you to hold your crypto there with yield rewards and staking rewards, because they're earning money from that. Like if you hold USDC on Coinbase, they earn 100% of the interest generated from any USDC held on their exchange. They get 100% of the interest, and it results in billions of dollars of revenue for them every year. which is fine for them. I mean, they're a company, right? They've got to make money. And then same with like the yielding or the staking rewards, they take up to 35% of any rewards you earn through staking. Again, it's just they provide a service, they charge a fee. That's how it works. Oops. That said, exchanges are not where you should hold your crypto. If you have your crypto on an exchange, you don't actually own that crypto. Even in the Coinbase ads, like you probably see on YouTube, every time I open up YouTube, I get a Coinbase ad. And for some reason, it sounds terrible, but it's like, buy your Bitcoin on Coinbase. We hold your assets 1-to-1. That alone is literally them saying, hey, you don't actually own the crypto, but when you're ready to sell it or whatever, we have it, we have it ready to go. And that's true for any crypto exchange or any centralized exchange where you don't own the keys. Coinbase uses cold storage, so they're using some kind of cold wallet and then probably some other security measures to store all the assets. They also use hot wallets for a lot of customer daily transactions. So they actually own the crypto. The crypto you see in your exchange account, that's not actually crypto. That's just a ledger on their website, and it's just numbers on a screen. That's not actually crypto you own. Coinbase or whatever exchange always maintains control and ownership of the crypto until you decide you no longer want it. And that's why they can freeze your funds and lock your account. I say this every time. The reason I say this is because I was a Coinbase user for many years. And one day when I bought some ETH, they decided to freeze my funds for 35 days. And I didn't need it 35 days later. I needed it that day. That's why I was buying it. And then my best friend also had his Coinbase account locked for about a year due to security concerns. So yeah, that's the main reason you don't want to keep your crypto on an exchange, is because it really comes down to control and ownership. You don't actually own it. You don't actually control it. So if you have any questions about crypto wallets or anything, definitely let me know. And we have a lot of very smart, educated people here in the chat as well that will probably help you out just as well as I will. So don't be afraid to ask any questions. Weekend says, I'm getting an unsafe connection warning when I go to check out on the official Ledger website. Do you have any idea why? I do have a couple ideas why. First, make sure you are on the official Ledger website, which is ledger.com. Double check that URL, click into it. Aside from that, if you have some kind of like malware protection or virus scanner on your computer, those tend to flag any crypto related website automatically. So even if it's legit, it's going to flag it. If you've confirmed that you are on the correct website, then you have nothing to worry about. But when it comes to those scam detectors and things, they're super extremely cautious and sensitive to any crypto related websites. So that would be my guess. Johnny says, the last line of defense I'm finding so important, and the fact that it's just a piece of card for the seed phrase and hardly any education on the last line. I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. I'm just probably overthinking it. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's just a card or just a device. Like internally, you're dealing with the same thing. This has a EAL6 chip where your keys are stored, right? That's where the transactions are signed. Transactions are signed offline inside the secure chip. Transactions are signed offline inside the secure chip. So cryptographically, they're pretty similar. Is Ledger any good? Yeah, honestly, my top wallets that I use more often than any of them is Tangem is number one, really just because it's convenient. Ledger and Trezor. Ledger is the first hardware wallet I ever bought back in 2020. I bought my first Ledger Nano X, which is this exact one that I'm holding. I bought this one in 2020. I bought this when I bought my first crypto on Coinbase. So I think before I even had access to my crypto on Coinbase, my Ledger wallet arrived. And by the time it arrived, I transferred my crypto to it. But Ledger is good. Of course, they've had their hiccups with their data breaches. I think there was a data breach in 2020 through Shopify, and then the recent one in 2025 through whatever their other platform was. Their third-party data breaches. It wasn't a ledger data breach, but it was the third parties that they use to manage customer data. So they have had data breaches, and I think this will happen to other wallet companies too, and it has happened because hackers know that hardware wallet companies take security seriously. They're security-centric companies, so I think that's why they go after the third parties, like the people that are handling transaction data, or not transaction data, but customer data, like email address, phone number, name, and things like that. But Ledger, yeah, Ledger is solid. Is the Ledger Nano X still good to use? The Ledger Nano X is still perfectly fine to use. They still support firmware updates for it. It still has an EAL rated chip. I mean, the Ledger Nano X is, like I said, is my first cold wallet. I still use it to some degree, but now that I have the Ledger Flex, this is my main Ledger wallet. In fact, I've got 3 Ledger Flexes. Don't ask me why. I just do. But any Ledger wallet, so all the Ledger wallets, they have, let's see, they have the Ledger Nano S Plus, they have the Ledger Nano X, the Ledger Nano Gen 5, which is their newest one, the Ledger Flex, and the Ledger Stacks. They have 5 different models available right now. They're all equally secure. If you get something like the Ledger Stacks, that's whatever, 400 or, yeah, it's $400. That's not more secure than the Ledger Nano S Plus. That's like $69. So yeah, just want to point that out. But if you're using Ledger, you're all good. John says, if I want to swap or sell, do you always recommend moving the crypto back to an exchange to do? I find fees very expensive directly on Ledger. So when I buy and sell crypto, I always do it on my preferred exchange. I use Kraken. Specifically, I use Kraken Pro because the fees are even cheaper. Unless you just prefer the convenience of buying or selling on a cold wallet, then that's up to you. But personally, I use Kraken to do that, and then I just send the crypto to my cold wallet or from my cold wallet. It doesn't really take that long. I have swapped crypto on Tangem. Like, I actually like swapping crypto in Tangem because it is very simple. And I have compared the fees once to Kraken, and the fees were actually almost exactly the same. But generally, when buying and selling, I have noticed the fees are a bit higher using a cold wallet. And you're basically just paying that convenience fee. So really, whatever you think is best for you. For buying and selling, though, I'm doing all that through a crypto exchange. Shady Optics says, I'm new to crypto. What's the difference between buying direct from cold wallet versus on an exchange? Similar question, but I can definitely address this one. So it's really the same thing. Either way, you're interacting with a crypto exchange. If you buy directly on a crypto exchange, that crypto that you buy is going to be deposited into your crypto exchange address or your account. Whereas if you buy through a cold wallet, you're still interacting with a third-party crypto exchange who's providing that service. But the difference is when you receive that crypto, it will be deposited directly into your cold wallet. So that's really the only difference. Both ways you are interacting with an exchange, but one is sending it to your exchange account, one is depositing it directly to your cold wallet. Again, they're both fine to do. It's really going to come down to fees and kind of like your convenience level. I've also noticed that crypto exchanges, like dedicated crypto exchanges, like just going to something like Kraken, they're going to have higher limits generally. Whereas at least in the cases that I've seen of trying to like buy or sell through something like Tangem, you have lower limits. Now they're not like super low limits. I'm talking thousands and thousands of dollars, like, $10,000. Whereas on something like Kraken, depending on your account verification level, you could sell like $10 million a month without issue. I don't know anyone who's in that situation. If you are, then good for you. But it just depends. Both are fine to do. Just kind of depends what you want to do. Of course, I'm a little more experienced than like than the beginner, right? So for me, it doesn't require any more effort to like send my crypto to an exchange and sell it on the exchange and then cash out to my bank account versus just hitting the sell button on my cold wallet. I can do the whole process in a matter of seconds. So the longest thing it takes when like selling on a crypto exchange is the transfer to the exchange. So Lavon Lawrence, what's going on, brother? Hey Squirrel, currently at work, just wanted to hop on and say what's up. I see Tangem has added an additional Sakura edition, blooming Sakura. Well, hope you're having a good day at work. Hopefully it actually is Friday for you, so you can enjoy the weekend. Appreciate you jumping on the live stream. And yeah, as far as Tangem, they do have the snowy Sakura design, which is, they've had it since around Christmas. Oh, you're talking about this one. Oh, dang. That's sick. Okay, I didn't know about that one. Dang it. I thought you were talking about the snowy Sakura, but you're talking about this one. Yeah, so thanks for pointing that out. I'll probably have to get that now, but if you do go with Tangem, which again they're having their sale right now, you get 20% off plus you get free Bitcoin. If you choose a 3-card set, you can choose from all these different designs. They all work exactly the same. They're just different designs. So this is their newest one, the blooming Sakura, which is my new favorite design. Probably, I don't know. I like the snowy Sakura just because it matches the season. But anyways, if you are interested in that, they do have different designs and they have a good deal going on. And the link to that is in the description. Thanks for pointing that out. Johnny, I've asked Crypto Steel how many they've sold over the years, but they never answered it properly. Ledger is at over 6 million now. I see. So yeah, Ledger, the top wallets, I think Ledger is, as you said, over 6 million wallets sold. Tangem is over 6 million wallets sold. They're probably closer to 7 now. Trezor, I think, isn't quite up there. I believe the last I saw, they've sold like 3 or 4 million. But I'd say those are probably like the top 3 most popular, at least in today's age. So Mullah says, I always thought it would be a difficult task to transfer my crypto from an exchange to a cold wallet until I saw your videos. Thank you for simplifying everything and helping me secure my future. Absolutely. But honestly, props to you because I'm not the one sending the crypto. You're the one taking all the action. So honestly, the props go to you because some people don't even take that step out of just fear or really just out of fear. So, I mean, well done on your job. And I'm glad that my channel was able to assist you with that. If you hear my dog hacking in the background, it's because she has a kennel cough, which is crazy because, I mean, she doesn't really see any other dogs or anything. I don't know how she got kennel cough, but I've been giving her like honey and water. I didn't give it to her this morning, so she's hacking up a lung in the background. Don't do it. Caffeine, not the healthiest thing, but just something I do, you know. My dog is going crazy. Midlife Prices Biker says Tangem sounds like an easier to understand wallet. So I've tested, there's been a couple new releases now, but I've tested almost every cold wallet brand over the last 6 years. In my opinion and in my experience, Tangem is by far the most user-friendly. So if you are looking for your first cold wallet, then Tangem is a good option as long as it meets your other requirements like coin support, device compatibility. Then yeah, Tangem is really easy to use. That should have been my experience. Chris Lee says, what does the hat represent? Just curious. The hat represents, this is Skool. This is another platform. So I have a private community where people get direct access to me. It looks like this. This is Skool.com. And I could see, oops. Like what you get here, you get 2 group calls a month. You can rewatch those group calls anytime. There's a community board where we all talk with each other, ask each other questions. Also we have an industry expert come in every month to talk to our group. So last night was our first industry expert. We had the CEO of CoinLedger come in, and we had a crypto tax consultant, Jordan Roca. He has his own firm in Minneapolis. He came in and talked to our group for an hour about crypto taxes and everything. So yeah, it was super cool. But I could probably drop that link down in the description if you want to learn more about it. I'll put it in there right now. Let's see. You'll probably have to refresh the page, otherwise you won't see it. Otherwise, you could just go to skool.com/cyber-skrilla/about. But I just dropped that in the description if you want to learn more. But yeah, we're almost 70 members strong, and it's still pretty new. I've had it up for not even a month yet. We've got about 70 members in there, and it's been so much fun. You can see our community board here. We have a couple different sections, like general talk. We've got a help desk, crypto fundamentals. We have a coin talk section, and we have like a news and scam section. We have the classroom, so you can watch all the past calls here. This was our call from yesterday with CoinLedger. We have a discount code section, which I'm still filling out. We have our calendar where you can see all our upcoming calls. Next week, we have a call with Michael Smith, attorney at law. He's going to teach us about crypto estate planning. Yeah, so that's what the Skool community is, and that's what this hat represents. Again, I did link that in the description, but you might have to refresh the page if you want to see it. Moolah says, loves the simplicity and security of Tangem. A lot of people do. Does eSIM card theft or swapping compromise the Tangem wallet at all? No, not at all. Your phone number, your SIM has nothing to do with your Tangem wallet. Your Tangem wallet is completely separate from your phone. The keys to your crypto, just like any cold wallet, they live offline on this card. So even if someone steals your phone, they can't access your Tangem wallet. They need the physical card. And even if they have your card, they need your access code to use the card. So yeah, it doesn't matter. And if you let's say you lost your phone and you had your Tangem wallet set up on it, you can access your Tangem wallet on a new phone by downloading the Tangem app, scanning one of your cards, entering your access code, and you're back in. You can also use it on multiple phones if you have like a spouse or someone that you want to also be able to see your account. So yeah, the SIM swapping thing doesn't have anything to do with your cold wallets. That applies to all cold wallets. However, it could compromise your crypto exchange if your crypto exchange is set up with a text message 2FA and you got SIM swapped, then absolutely your crypto exchange could be compromised. Same with really any other online account. Excuse me. Lavon says, not your keys, not your crypto. Exactly. What's going on, ALT man? I feel like I haven't seen you in a while, but maybe I just haven't been doing as many live streams. Chicago, shout out to Chi-Town. Much appreciated for all the educational and informative videos you do for us. Absolutely. It's what I like to do. Appreciate you being here. Hope you're having a great day over in Chi-Town. Trade the Futures says, coming through to show love because you are so consistent. Thank you. I appreciate that. Showing love back to you. Football Sin Corrupción says, putting your cold wallet address on CoinTracker for tax purposes can expose you, or is it safe? CoinTracker, I haven't used CoinTracker myself, but if it works like CoinLedger, all you're doing is you're just giving them the address so that they can look it up on the blockchain. That doesn't expose your keys in any ways. So what's going on, Bobby? Happy to see you. I know I've talked to you on the channel before. Thanks for joining the live. Can I transfer all the crypto to a cold wallet at once? I mean, max, or should I transfer a small amount? I bought Tangem wallet after I heard from you. Okay, so you can transfer all your crypto at once. That's what I do. However, if you're new to transferring crypto, if you don't feel comfortable transferring crypto yet, if you haven't done it before, then it might be worth sending a small test amount first, just to ensure that you are sending it on the right network, to the right address. always double check the address before sending, make sure it matches your cold wallet. But after you feel comfortable with that process, then you can start sending it all at once, because the only downside to doing, like a test transaction and then another transaction is you're paying the transfer fee twice. The transfer fee has nothing to do with the wallet. It's solely dependent on what blockchain network the crypto is on. But yeah, I would recommend, if it is your first time, send a small test amount first. I usually recommend at least like $10 worth of crypto, because some cryptocurrencies like XRP require an initial deposit to new addresses of 1 XRP, which is around, I don't know what it is now, maybe $3 or $5. But send a small test amount first, and if you feel comfortable, then you can send the rest. Best practice for inheritance planning. I want to know how to best leave my passphrase once I'm gone. There's lots of ways to do it, and that's why, like I said, in the Skool community, we're bringing on Michael Smith, attorney at law, and he's going to teach us exactly the best method to do that. This guy right here. So I will have more information about that from a professional next month. But from what I've researched, there's lots of ways to do it. Generally, though, you'd want to have all your seed phrases, all your wallets, all your cryptocurrencies accounted for, and you want to store your wallet and your seed phrase in a secure location. And basically what you're going to do in your will or whatever is you're going to describe what wallets you have, how much crypto you have, and where to access those seed phrases. You don't want to leave your seed phrase in the will, because then you're essentially trusting someone else to, my dog. You don't want to trust your seed phrase to someone who's preparing your will. So instead of leaving the actual seed phrase, you would leave instructions for accessing the seed phrase for your family or whoever you're passing it on to. So that's the general instructions that I've learned. But again, there are some different ways to do it. Really, though, it comes down to education. If the person you're leaving your crypto to has no idea how to access it, they're screwed, quite honestly. Because what I've seen happen is, because it has happened, I mean, people on our channel, they have inherited crypto, like crypto wallets, and they come to my channel and they're like, hey, I don't know how the heck to access this crypto wallet. And what has happened is they'll reach out to someone who claims can help them, and they get scammed. That's what you want to avoid. And you really avoid that with education. So you might want to leave some instructions on how to use a seed phrase and access your crypto account. But if you find a crypto estate planner or an estate planner who has knowledge in the crypto space, they will help you determine what all needs to be included in your estate plan. LT Man says, by the way, Cyber, what's your opinion on what's happening to the crypto market at this moment, and your opinion on the Clarity Act? I don't have much of an opinion on the Clarity Act, because the last time I really looked into the Clarity Act was a few months ago, so I'm not up to date with it. As for the crypto market, for me, I mean, I'm just like, whatever. I have an extremely long-term mindset. We've seen crypto pull back dozens of times before. It's nothing new, so I'm not personally worried. And this is true, like if you have conviction in certain coins, then it's a little easier to bear the downs if you have conviction, which I do. Is there a fee to transfer from a brokerage to your cold wallet? If so, how much? So transfer fees are not determined by the wallet or by the brokerage, or it could be, I guess, but transfer fees are really dependent on the blockchain network. And I can't tell you how much, because it depends on what crypto you hold. Something like Solana, the Solana network transfer fees are like 3 cents, because Solana is an extremely efficient network. Something like Bitcoin depends on how busy the network is. If this was like a bull run and Bitcoin was at $150,000 and the blockchain was going crazy and there's a bunch of transactions, then the price to transfer Bitcoin on the network is going to be a lot more. Right now, it's probably, I don't know, like less than $1, maybe. So generally, right now, I'd say that generally the fees are not going to cost more than $5 to $10 to transfer. But again, it really depends on the blockchain network. So. Football Sin Corrupción says, thank you for addressing the FUD about Tangem Wallet. What do you think of they are made in China that they might be forced to leave a back door? So there's a difference between being made in China and being manufactured in China. The firmware that's in the chips are not, it's not Chinese firmware. It's Tangem's firmware. So let's get that straight. Just because the card is put together in China, which I don't even think it is anymore. On my box, it says it's made in Indonesia now. It doesn't really have anything to do with the security. And the Tangem wallet is so basic, I don't see how they put in a backdoor. It's a secure element chip, which is made by Samsung, which is I think their chip manufacturing is either done in Austin, Texas, or what's the other place? Somewhere in Asia. So that's where the chips are that's where Samsung secure chips are manufactured. The NFC antenna, I have no idea. Doesn't really matter. But the China thing, it doesn't really mean anything to me. What matters to me is the audits. So Tangem has had a few different audits. The app is 100% open source as well. They also have a bug bounty program, which encourages white hat hackers and security experts to look at their code to check for any exploits or vulnerabilities or backdoors. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff that matters to me. And then of course the actual track record that no Tangem wallet has ever been hacked, which has led to compromise. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it. Johnny says, sorry, I meant the seed phrase and self-custody part isn't pushed enough, even though we all know it's crucial. Crypto steel is expensive for one seed phrase and no affordable solution can do that. Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, most people who get into crypto aren't worried about self-custody because they don't even know what self-custody is. What's going on? Happy to see you here. Speaker Vision. Hello from your Skool community. We enjoyed the live call yesterday. Absolutely. I appreciate you being there. And I appreciate you being in the community. And yeah, it was a really good call yesterday. There was so much information about crypto taxes, and I'm glad that we have that video and we can go back and watch, because to be quite honest, I don't remember every single detail from that video because all of you had some insanely good questions that were asked. And the cat ramen version of Tangem, please. Yes. Did you see that new blooming Sakura edition that they have? Because that looks super sweet. I know I gotta get them to get the cat ramen one back, but Levon pointed out that they have the new Sakura one that looks super good. Look at that. I don't know. There's something about that tree, man. Anyways, I appreciate you. Hope you're having a good Friday. But it says, if you get 2 3-card sets, are you able to only use one backup for each and have a third from the extra 2? Yeah, so with Tangem, it doesn't matter. The cards don't matter until you set them up. So if you get 6 Tangem cards, even though they're different boxes, right? Like, you know, you've got, do I have 2 boxes here? So let's say you get, 1 box of Tangem cards and another box. Let's say there's 3 cards in each box. So we've got 6 cards total here. You could take out all those cards and you can set them up. You need a minimum of 2 cards to set up one Tangem wallet, but you could have 1 Tangem wallet, 2 cards. Then you could have another 2 cards be another Tangem wallet. And then you could have another 2 cards be another Tangem wallet. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter until you set the cards up. You can mix and match them. As long as you have a minimum of 2 cards, that's enough to create one wallet. So if you have 6 cards, you can create 3 wallets, or if you wanted to, you could create 2 wallets with 6 cards. It's really up to you. Douglas says, what can you say about Decent? I have the Decent wallet and I've never used it. I've used it to test it, but I don't use it to secure my crypto. And it's just not one that I feel comfortable recommending because the entire company is closed source, which means everything is kept private to the company. Whereas at least with Tangem, the app is open source. Ledger is 95% open source. Trezor is open source. I think even parts of OneKey is open source. Whereas Decent are completely closed source. and they said they have no plans to ever open source anything. If they do, they'll let me know. But it's just not a wallet that I feel comfortable recommending. Johnny says multiple seeds. I think people will probably create more wallets if they have the affordability that they can make more steel backups if they were cheaper. Basically, the seed phrase backup market. Yeah, I mean, I don't even think it's that, because I don't think a lot of people are storing their seed phrase on metal. I don't think they even know that's a thing. I think eventually the seed phrase will be a thing of the past. Kind of like Tangem has, their seedless option. I'm not saying that that's the solution, but I don't think a seed phrase will always be necessary. So that's kind of my thought. Vector says, "Hey, Mr. Clickbait, happy to catch one of your lives." Yeah, happy to have you here. Not sure what you mean with the clickbait, but yeah, thanks for being here. Arik says, "I haven't been totally active on Tangem for quite some time, but I noticed it doesn't show crypto token emblems in history. Is that because it doesn't get updates through app?" I'm not sure what you mean. Because if I open up my Tangem app, it shows. I'm not sure what part of the app you're talking about, but it does show. It does show the emblems. So I don't know what you mean, but it shows the emblems right there. And transaction history. It does show transaction history for some stuff. Like you can see, I've got transaction, right? Yeah, I've got transaction history right there. And it does update through the app. That's the only way to update Tangem. So I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. I might not understand your question. The UN started a support group for caffeine addicts. They're calling it Coffee Anon. Nice. Hopefully that includes getting a nice cup of heavily caffeinated coffee. Oh, you don't hear my dog? That's surprising, because she's hacking up alone. Well, not right now, but she was. Let's see. Hello. I keep hearing that Ledger isn't safe because they can share your private keys if they are subpoenaed if you get backup service that they offer. Yeah, this is a common misconception, misinformation, whatever you want to call it. I think their CEO or someone went on and said that they said something, and that's where that originally stemmed from, but it's actually not true. They don't, excuse me, they don't have access to your key. Even if you choose to use a Ledger Recover service, your key is double encrypted. Then it's sent to 3 different entities in 3 different parts of the world. And the only way to decrypt it or unencrypt it is using your physical cold wallet. So even if they wanted to, they couldn't access your key because they need your physical device to do it. Now, I guess if they wanted to show up at your house and force you to access your wallet, they could do that, but they could do that to anyone. So yeah, that's not true. And I'll just be very careful where you're getting information about crypto wallets and crypto in general, because there's more misinformation out there than there is truth. Sometimes it is intentional. Sometimes it's just a rumor that spread, because rumors spread like wildfire. And sometimes people really don't have your best interest. So just, that's what I'll say. Whether you're watching some other channel, whether you're reading a Reddit thread, whether you're watching my channel, just always seek the truth. And that takes a lot of time and effort and research, which is one reason why I have this channel, because I do that research for you. But you should always be double checking stuff yourself, because there's a lot of misinformation. If you use Ledger seed phrase backup, it's actually natural selection for you. Yeah, I mean, if you use a Ledger, when you generate a seed phrase on any wallet, it's randomly generated. So No device has ever been breached. 99.9% it's user error. I mean, there have been hardware wallets that have been compromised, but they've all been physical compromises. So the hacker had, and they've all been white hat hackers. So yeah, they've all been physical attacks though. Can you make a video about DEXs, like which ones are good for buying, selling, or swapping if we don't want to use a centralized exchange? Or is Tangem Swap good enough when comparing prices with DEXs? I mean, it's kind of different because they kind of have different uses. You can't buy crypto on a decentralized exchange, meaning you can't use it as an on-ramp. You can't use a decentralized exchange to turn fiat into crypto. That's not what a decentralized exchange is for. Decentralized exchange is purely for crypto to crypto swaps. You can't sell crypto for fiat on a decentralized exchange either. It's decentralized. So it kind of depends on what your goal is. If you want to buy and sell crypto, you really have to use a centralized exchange, unless you're buying or selling one crypto for another crypto. Then you could use a decentralized exchange. Tangem Swap is good for whatever you need it for, but Tangem Swap doesn't always use a decentralized exchange. A lot of those swaps are done through centralized exchange partners. So I could make a video on that, but I could make like a best DEX video. But there's a lot that goes into that. Like you shouldn't be, it just depends. Like there's Solana DEXs, there's Ethereum DEXs. I'm sure there's some other different kind of decentralized exchanges. I'm happy to answer any more specific questions here, but yeah. We all love our Skool community, Erico. Yes, we absolutely do. And it's been really fun. Chris Lee says, I've heard of Skool from Alex Hormozi. Sounds awesome. Thanks. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Alex Hormozi is an investor in Skool. That's kind of how I learned about it. But a lot of people reach out to me asking for one-on-one like consultations, which is not something I offer, which is why I started the Skool community, because it allows people to have one-on-one access to me, like through DMs if needed, but really it gives them access to me in a community setting. And you get face-to-face interaction with me on our group calls. So if that does interest you and you want to learn more, the link to that's in the description. Also, if you're just joining, there's a couple sales going on right now for Valentine's Day. Tangem has 20% off their entire website. Plus you get free Bitcoin with your order. The link to that deal's in the description. Trezor also has a sale going on right now. You can get, like with the Trezor Safe 7, you get a free wireless charger. And with the with all the other stuff, you get 10 to 20% off. So the links to both of those deals are down in the description if you want to learn more. And I also have my user guide for both Tangem and the Trezor Safe 7 down there as well. Anthony says, I always knew that you had to report to the IRS for any sales of crypto transactions, but now you have to report even just buying crypto to the IRS now. Waiting on tax reports from Coinbase. Yeah, I mean, it is recommended that you report your crypto transactions with your tax returns. That doesn't mean you're going to owe anything. You would only owe if, you made money, you made profit. Or you could offset losses if you lost money. So yeah, like when we had our meeting with the CPA yesterday, I asked him, I was like, well, a lot of people on the channel, they say, I'm never going to file crypto taxes. And I haven't even filed taxes for the last, 7 to 10 years. And I said, what do you say to those people? And he said, well, first off, I would never recommend anyone to do anything illegal like that. And we actually don't take on those clients. Like if a client comes to them and they want to do their taxes, but they don't want to report their crypto transactions, they actually, they don't like turn them in or anything, but they don't take them on as clients. And he said, if you haven't been caught yet, it's not a matter of if, but when. A lot of his clients that he's worked with, they had crypto transactions in from 2017. They didn't start receiving letters from the IRS until 2021. So what's that? 4 years later. But just because you receive a letter from the IRS doesn't mean that you're getting audited. Sometimes it's just a warning. You don't have to, this is his words, you don't have to reply to those letters. But depending on your situation, it might be worth looking into. So, because a lot of people didn't know they had to do crypto taxes, so they might have a few years in the past that they need to make up for. You can definitely do that. The IRS also has like a voluntary system. If you, let's say you made $1 million back in like 2018, they have a voluntary system where you could say, hey, I made this much money in crypto, wasn't aware that, crypto taxes was a thing back then. And they could basically just like brush it off and be like, okay, that's fine. Just moving forward, make sure you're doing your crypto taxes. That's something he mentioned that I had no idea about. But yeah, probably best to talk to a tax professional if you have some kind of scenario where you have like back taxes that need to be paid. Shady Optics says, starting out dollar cost averaging Bitcoin. Does the amount matter in terms of managing in your wallet for future use? Fewer large amounts versus more frequent amounts. Doesn't matter for managing your crypto. The dollar cost averaging and how much and how often is really just going to affect your average cost basis. The thought with dollar cost averaging is if you set aside a specific amount in specific intervals, that your average buy-in or your average cost is going to be lower than if you just try to always buy the dips. That's kind of like the theory behind it. It also takes out the emotion, because whether the market is down or whether it's up, you're always dollar cost averaging. So there are some different pros to it. But as far as like larger amounts, more frequent, smaller amounts, that's kind of all up to you and how you want to do it. Okay. Let's see. We got to get rid of this guy. Got to get rid of this guy here. Banned. Promoting some scam token. Are the videos on the Skool platform recorded and archived? Yeah, they are. If you, I can show you. Yeah, that's the cool thing about Skool is like, even if you're just joining and you want to see all of our past meetings, you can do that because they're all recorded. So once you become a member, you just go to the classroom, and then you can go to watch past calls, and then you can see I have them broken down by the month. So if you go into January, I just started the group in January, so our first group call was the 29th. So you can click here and you can watch our group call here. There's also closed captions on these videos if you need closed captions. And then our first industry expert group call was yesterday, and you can see that that's listed here as well. CoinLedger Q&A, crypto taxes, that's February 6th. Actually, I need to change that that was February 5th. And then there's a video with closed captions. So yeah, they're all in there to watch, even for new members. So if you join at a later time, you get access to all the same stuff. Michael says that Revolut flagged me transferring XRP to Tangem. I'm new to this. I'm being told to set up another address on Tangem. I had a look and saw nothing. Any help, or do I buy another wallet? Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Transferring XP, I'm new to this. I'm being told to set up another address on Tangem. It's kind of weird to me that they're having you set up another address on Tangem. If you don't have any crypto on your Tangem wallet, to get a new address, you'd have to factory reset your wallet and start with a new seed phrase or a new key. Or if you want to wait, there is an announcement coming from Tangem apparently this month. They should be bringing in a multi-address support where you can generate multiple different receiving addresses. So if you want to wait, you could wait till that comes out. Again, they said that they are coming out with that feature this month. Otherwise, to get a new XRP address, again, you're going to have to factory reset your cards and generate the new address there. But kind of weird that they want a new address. Have some water. I'm wearing earphones. I guess I do have some water, but the water is not helping. Wayne Jones says, "Hey Alex, how are you doing? Greetings from rainy Wales." Awesome. Doing good, Wayne. Thanks for joining the live stream. Hope you're enjoying your rainy Friday. Mean Michael, or Mean Machine alumni, sorry. I've recently bought my first crypto on Venmo and waiting for my Tangem to move it because it's still not showing as available to send after 5 days. So hoping there's no issue. Is that normal? I don't know what Venmo's hold time is, but the general generally it's like up to 7 days that they'll hold your crypto before it's available. But I'm sure you could Google it and find out. Let's see, like Venmo crypto hold time. Let's see what it says. Funds are typically released within up to 7 days. So it says there may be a 3 to 5 day waiting period for new crypto purchases to be available, according to other users. So you're probably right within that window. I would expect maybe next week that you'll be able to send that crypto, but that is standard across like all centralized crypto entities. Is there's a hold period. Keaton says, I do not hear you speak about the ring much. Is that not a great choice? Are the cards better? Yeah, it's true. I don't actually talk too much about the ring, but I do have several different videos about the ring on my channel. The ring is just as good as the cards. It works exactly the same. You could argue it's even a little more durable because it's made out of a ceramic material versus the cards that are plastic. But the ring is awesome. I've had mine for over a year now. I've traveled to a bunch of places with it. I've banged it up pretty good. It still works fine. But yeah, the ring is good. I guess the reason I don't mention it much is because I just don't think a lot of people are going to wear a ring for their crypto wallet. I don't know. But yeah, the ring is good. If you like wearing rings like I do, then the ring is awesome. It also comes with 2 cards. So you're not just getting the ring, but you get 2 cards. So yeah, I definitely would recommend it if you're into that. Bobby, you're welcome. Weird, yours doesn't. If yours doesn't, you probably need to update the app on your phone. There's been a ton of updates. So you should definitely update the app. Wayne says, don't know if you or your UK-based viewers are aware, but it's not possible to buy and sell crypto using Tangem app if you live in the UK. Yeah, I mean, this is the case for a lot of cold wallets that offer the buy and sell feature. It's dependent on your location. Because those features are offered by third-party exchanges, if those exchanges aren't supported in your area, then you won't be able to use those specific features in your cold wallet. This applies to Tangem, Ledger, Trezor, and they all use similar exchanges. They all use like Changely and MoonPay and things like that. Not really a big deal though, because you don't need that feature to buy and sell crypto. You just use your whatever exchange works in your area. That's what you'll use. But it's thanks for pointing it out. Paradigm Miner says, how do we know this channel is providing the truth? How do we know that you are not just promoting these harder wallets? Why not promote seed sign or do it yourself? You don't know if I'm providing the truth unless you're going beyond to do your own research, which you should always do. You shouldn't put your trust in any man. If you're doing that, you're going to be disappointed and let down 100% of the time. So yeah, as far as why I don't promote seed sign or do it yourself, because 99% of people who are getting into crypto are not going to build their own hardware wallet. That's ridiculous to think. They want a solution that's ready to go, ready to secure their crypto. That doesn't require a lot of effort and requires or matches their skill level. A build it yourself hardware wallet does not match most people's skill level who are just getting into crypto. That's why I don't promote that. I've also never used it myself, and I don't recommend products that I don't personally use myself. And let me be very clear. First off, anyone who is promoting anything on the internet is selling you something. That doesn't mean it's bad, right? Do you get pissed off at like Super Bowl commercials because they're trying to sell you something? Because that's what they're doing. At the end of the day, it's a business. I make money when people buy hardware wallets through my links. Does that mean that the things I'm recommending aren't trustworthy or that they're scams. Absolutely not. The stuff I recommend is what I use. That's why I recommend it. But yeah, I mean, the next channel talking about hardware wallets is also selling you a wallet as well. If you don't want to support the channel and have me get part of the commission, then just go to the website yourself, skip my link, and go buy the wallet. It doesn't matter. You might not get all the same discounts, but if that's what you want to do, then that's fine. But yeah, you should always do your own research. It doesn't matter if you're watching my channel or anyone else. So, what's up, 352 Lambo? Happy to see you in here. Wayne, for regulatory reasons, yeah, exactly. Again, you just have to use whatever crypto exchange works in your area, and you can use any cold wallet to secure your crypto. Yeslin says, I'm a beginner, very, very new to crypto. How do I transfer my crypto to my bank account so I can use it? Okay, that's a good question. So you can't actually transfer crypto to a bank account. Banks don't hold crypto. They only handle fiat. So whatever your native currency is. But what you might be asking is, how do you sell your crypto so that you can then use it in fiat? You would just use a cryptocurrency exchange. It's the same place where you buy crypto. When you buy crypto on an exchange, like let's say Coinbase, you connect your bank account to it or your debit card, however you want to do it, maybe even like Apple Pay. And then when you're ready to sell your crypto, you would just hit the sell button on the exchange, and then it will, and then you hit the withdraw button once you have the cash on the exchange, and it's going to withdraw that directly to your bank account. That's how I do it. So you basically just, sell your crypto, it turns it into fiat, and then you withdraw that fiat into your bank account. That's the only way to get the crypto into your bank. It's a good question. If you are holding crypto, I definitely don't recommend keeping it on the exchange, though. That's not, exchanges are not a place to hold crypto. They're intended to be places to buy, sell, and trade crypto. They're not for holding crypto. If you are trying to hold your crypto long term, then I would definitely get a cold wallet. That gives you full ownership, control, and security over your funds. What's going on, Karen? Another Skool member. Excited to see you on here. Thank you so much for joining. Had a good call last night. 352 Lambo says, I was going to ask for a video about the best DEX. I left my money unattended on Apex and it magically disappeared. Thankfully, it was a small amount. I don't know what Apex is, but the thing that is tripping me up is you don't leave crypto on decentralized exchanges. That's not how decentralized exchanges work. You can't even put your crypto onto a decentralized exchange. It's an exchange. All the DEXs I use, they're pass-throughs. You connect your wallet, you swap your crypto, and that's it. There's no putting your crypto on a DEX. I would never do that. So it sounds like whatever Apex is, it might be a scam, but I don't know. Paradigm Miner says, well, it does sound like he's just promoting. I don't know. I could be wrong, but the way he knows all the deals and saying links and below just lets me know he wants the dough. Yeah, I mean, what I'm doing is I'm providing value to people. They have questions. I answer their questions. I'm not forcing anyone to click on the links, not forcing anyone to choose these wallets. If you don't like the wallets that I'm talking about, which are used by millions of people around the world, then don't buy it. But I think you're confused on like how business works and how this stuff works. Everyone has something to sell you. That doesn't mean they're bad or untrustworthy. We live in 2026. I mean, we have ads coming at our face from every angle. So yeah, I don't know what to tell you. If you don't trust me or something, that's fine. If you don't find the live streams and me answering questions valuable, that's fine. No one's forcing you to be here as well. It was unattended for a few months. Gotcha. How do you do crypto taxes? If you just look up on YouTube how to file crypto taxes, and my video will pop up. You need to use a crypto tax software like CoinLedger. That's what I use. And basically you connect your wallets or your receiving addresses and your crypto exchanges, and it gathers all the data from the blockchain. You might have to make some manual adjustments. as far as like categorizing certain transactions. But once all that's done, it spits out a document that you file with your taxes. Usually it's the form 8949 for capital gains. But depending on what you're doing in crypto, there might be some other forms. But yeah, it all starts at the crypto tax software, because that's going to gather all your data across all your exchanges and wallets. And then you can even invite your tax advisor into your tax software if that's what you want to do. CoinLedger also has a spot on their website where they have recommended crypto CPAs if you want like a professional to help you. But if you don't have a lot of crypto transactions, you can probably do it yourself and then just file your own taxes if that's something you do using like TurboTax or anything like that. But again, go to YouTube, type in how to file crypto taxes and watch my video. Speaker Vision says, if you guys are wondering about the joining the community, he's always answering your questions 24/7, and other members are supporting too. Absolutely. He must not be sleeping at all. We appreciate his work. Well, I appreciate you saying that, Erico, and of course I appreciate you being one of the first members in the Skool community. But yeah, you guys are teaching me a lot as well, and I think that's the best part about the Skool community, and even here on YouTube, is like a lot of the stuff I've learned has been from my subscribers and viewers of the channel, and now in the Skool community, you guys are asking and great questions and giving a lot of information. So yeah, I mean, it's extremely valuable. I appreciate that. Yaslin says, by the way, I learned how to create my crypto wallet by watching your video. Thanks a lot. Awesome. I'd be curious if you have a cold wallet or what wallet are you using? I'd be curious to know. My mother messed me up, says, good job, Skrilla. Thank you. Appreciate you. At Ducati Man says, at Alder on Crypto. Hi, Alex. This guy is talking about Tangem, about a Tangem hot wallet. He's being negative about Tangem. I love my Tangem wallet. You heard anything about it? Yeah, of course I've heard about the video. I mean, as far as people talking negative about anything, I mean, it's the internet. What do you expect? There's a negative and positive view on everything online. That video specifically, I honestly laughed at it. And how do I want to say this? Like, I don't have anything against the guy, even though I think that video definitely targeted me and was kind of an attack on me, which is really weird. But if you just listen and actually think about it, and a lot of the stuff that was said in that video, like Tangem does aggressive marketing and things like that has nothing to do with the security of the wallet. And it's kind of like, tell me you've never ran a business without telling me you never ran a business. When you have a business, you're usually providing either you're providing a solution. That could be a service, it could be a product, it could be in the form of entertainment. In Tangem's case, they're providing a product, a solution to secure your crypto easily. But how do you get people to know about your product? You market it. Marketing and advertisement. That's part of being in business. If you think for some reason that's weird or misleading, or that makes something less secure, then I've got news for you, right? So yeah, a lot of people are negative about a lot of things online. I would just try to cut through all the noise and actually look at like, what's the actual intent of this video? Is it to help me as a viewer? Or does it have is there some other motive going on? Is it to get views? Is it to get clicks? Which I'm not even saying that that's bad either. But I believe there is a world where you can get the views, you can get the clicks, and you could still have the desire to actually help people. But yeah, like a lot of the stuff that guy said is some of it is worth considering and talking about. But a lot of what he said, it was just noise. Just noise to create drama, and I'm anti-drama. So I'm not going to make a video addressing that video. I'm not going to give that guy attention. But I did make a post addressing all that. If you go onto my website, or not onto my website, onto my profile here on YouTube and go to the post sections, the community post, I basically addressed every one of those things he said. But yeah, I don't know who that guy is, but he seems to have something against me specifically, which is really weird, but it's expected and it comes with the territory. So Tangem needs to add coin control. It's really hard to consolidate UTXOs. It's actually not hard to consolidate UTXOs, but it is not as convenient as other wallets. To consolidate your UTXOs on a Tangem wallet, all you have to do is send all of your Bitcoin to your Tangem wallet Bitcoin address. So like literally you have your Bitcoin sitting on your Tangem wallet address, hit the send button, paste that same address where it's currently sitting, send all of it, and you've consolidated all your UTXOs. It's really that simple. And it probably costs like 70 cents. So it's not that hard. Maybe you can make a video on how to convert crypto to cash and transfer to your bank account. I do have a video on that actually. Let me see if I can pull it up. I made a video exactly on that topic. If you go to YouTube and how to cash out crypto, I think. Let's see what comes up. There we go. Got a couple videos, but let me show you what one I'm talking about. This one right here, how to cash out crypto from cold wallet to your bank. That's the video that you want to watch because that's exactly what you're asking for. So yeah, if you want to see how to cash out crypto and get into your bank, I'd go watch that video. And I think that'll answer your question. Michael says, customer service on Revolut said, set up a new address. It's going on 2 days and it's annoying. I can't factory reset because I have over half my XRP on Tangem. I got the wallet because of you. You can factory reset. You would have to send your XRP to an exchange temporarily and then send your crypto back to the wallet after the factory reset. So it sounds like if you don't want to go through that process, which it is a simple process, but I understand if you don't want to do it, then you're just going to have to wait for Tangem to come out with that multi-address feature. Again, they said, they told me the other day, well, not me, but all their people that they work with, that they are releasing a multi-account feature this month. So if you want to wait for that, I would just wait for that. Revolut flagged me because I thought I was being scammed. I got the feeling today that they don't want me to take them off Revolut. Yeah, I mean, centralized companies like that, they want you to stay on their platform for sure. Johnson says, how many passphrases can you make on a hardware wallet to have many wallets on one device? For example, like Ledger, you can create an unlimited number of passphrases. There's no limit. Sean Paul says, I learned a lot from your channel. Thank you, Sean, and I'm happy that it's been valuable for you. Sean says, I'm looking into cold wallet, something like cold card. How come more companies don't offer intuitive method for air-gapped approach? Learning curve seems to be steep in the beginning. Honestly, because I don't think air-gapped is, I just don't think it's like a convenient thing that, I don't think it'll ever really be convenient. Air-gapped is not, it's really just a marketing thing. It doesn't provide any more security. This has been shown in studies. Technically less attack vectors, but no hardware wallet has ever been compromised through a USB or Bluetooth. So the whole air gap thing and being marketed as a more secure solution, I'm not necessarily falling for it. It's fine that they want to use that in their marketing. I get it. But it's not something that I'm on board with. So I don't think an air gap wallet is required. And I personally don't use them very often because they're not that enjoyable to use. Also, with air-gapped wallets, you're still putting a micro SD card into your wallet. A micro SD card is a miniature computer. So just know that there are still attack vectors when using an air-gapped wallet. I don't even know how air-gapped that really is. That's not all air-gapped wallets though, but like the Keystone 3 Pro, you use like a micro SD card for firmware updates, or you use USB. I'm not sure how Cold Card does it, but yeah, I don't know if I have an answer for you, but I will say, a wallet being air gapped is the least of my worries. That's not even something I really consider from a security standpoint, but from a usability standpoint, absolutely, I consider it. Do I hold any tokenized assets? Nope. Apex is a decentralized perpetual exchange like Hyperliquid. They both require deposit to trade. This enables gasless transactions. Yeah, I mean, I don't do that stuff. I use decentralized exchanges. But yeah, I don't do that stuff. So ignore the knockers. Yeah, I mean, I'll address anyone who comes in here and wants to ask me questions about whatever. That's fine. I'll address them. I'm not going to hide behind a screen. Well, I guess I'm technically behind a screen, but I'm going to answer them live. I'm not scared to answer the questions. So, okay. Cinda says, I want to use Trezor and Rabby to connect to DeFi, but I have had important time figuring it out. Right now I use Bitfrost, but would rather go the cold wallet. I'll just say this, Cinda, you should not be connecting. If you're using your Trezor wallet as your main cold storage wallet to protect your crypto, you shouldn't be connecting it to DeFi, even through something like Rabby. When you do that, all you're doing, when you connect a hardware wallet to another wallet app like Rabby or MetaMask, that's completely safe to do. But just know all you're doing is you're using a different app. So instead of using Trezor Suite, you're using Rabby to manage your crypto. That doesn't make it secure from signing a malicious transaction if you connect to DeFi. So I wouldn't do that personally. That's not something I do. Don't connect your cold wallet to DeFi platforms unless you want to risk signing a malicious transaction and lose all your crypto. Let's see. There's a guy made a video about Tangem, a hot wallet, and under it IQS backup. Seed phrase online as it has to connect to online. I don't know what you're talking about there, but IQS backup, that sounds like a scam. So I'd be very careful with that. To be very clear, Tangem has released a hot wallet. If you're currently using a Tangem cold wallet, you don't even see this option in the app. The hot wallet feature, it is available if you're on the most recent app version. But again, if you're using a Tangem cold wallet, it's not even part of the app. It's only for new users who are coming into the Tangem ecosystem. So you could literally download the Tangem app right now on a new device and set up a hot wallet without ever having to buy the Tangem cold wallet. There's a lot that goes into it, and Tangem is still working on some things with the hot wallet. So I haven't made a video yet because I think they're still solidifying some things, and I want to make sure everything is. I need all the information before I can try to explain it to everyone. But yeah, Tangem does have a hot wallet. That is true, and it is available in the current app. But again, if you're using a Tangem cold wallet, the hot wallet is not available to you, and you will never see it. So I love Tangem too, but can't connect to DeFi with XRP for some reason. Tangem's Wallet Connect is really only for Ethereum and Ethereum virtual machine networks and Solana. So it makes sense that you couldn't connect to a DeFi, XRP DeFi. But again, if you're using any of those wallets, Tangem, Trezor, as your main cold storage wallet where you're securing your crypto, don't connect those to DeFi. Use a completely separate wallet that you're only using for DeFi. That's the number one reason why people lose money using a cold wallet, is they connect their cold wallet to DeFi platforms and sign a malicious transaction. What else is a good wallet than Tangem? Trezor good. Thinking of getting the Trezor say 3 or 5 or maybe the 7. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. And it really depends. So if you are looking to the Trezor, the link in the description will get you some kind of discount. So they have their deal going on right now. The Trezor Safe 7, you get a free wireless charger. The Trezor Safe 5 is 10% off. The Trezor Safe 3, I think, is 10% off. And then they have a bunch of bundles that are up to 20% off. Again, that link is in the description. But again, you need to check. I can't answer that question for you without having more context. The things you need to look at first is, does the wallet support the cryptocurrencies that you hold? If it doesn't, you can't use it. And does it support the devices that you have at home that you're going to use to manage the wallet? Tangem is mobile only. It's only going to work on your iOS and Android phone. The Trezor Safe 7 works on both computer and phones. The Trezor Safe 5 and the Trezor Safe 3, those are mainly desktop wallets. I think they can work with Android devices. They don't work with iPhones, though. So you need to check those things. But Trezor wallets are good. Tangem's good. Ledger is good. OneKey I like. So thank you for your time and value you're sharing. Very helpful. Absolutely. Happy to help. My Ledger Nano Gen 5 arrives today. I'm really excited. Nice. I was just messing around with my Gen 5 before we hopped on here, but this is what it looks like. This is what you're getting. That's the Gen 5. I like the Gen 5 because it's very similar to the Flex, right? It's almost the same form factor, but it's a lot more affordable. Obviously, because you're getting a plastic shell versus this like aluminum one. But I mean, who cares, right? It's a freaking cold wallet. But yeah, that's why I like the Gen 5. It's like a nice entry level touchscreen wallet now. Ledger leaked people's addresses. Ledger didn't leak people's addresses. The third party companies that handles their customer data did. That's why those are leaked, because again, the hackers go after the easy target. Ledger is not an easy target. However, third parties that they might work with are. So just liked and subscribed to make sure I am informed when you're live or post a video. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Ducati Man says, thank you for the clarification about the guy hitting on Tangem, and you, I appreciate your work. Thank you. Absolutely. Thanks for always joining the live streams. Cinda says, I thank you as you have helped me. Absolutely. I'm glad you said that about Tangem, for sure. Are MoonPay fees in line with other services or too excessive? They're not. MoonPay fees are much higher than if you just use a dedicated exchange like Kraken. Do you think crypto can recover in the short term? Crypto can do whatever the heck it wants. Absolutely it could. Do I think it will? I don't know. Could it? Of course, anything could happen. Greetings. I have learned much from your channel. Thank you. Question. I've been purchasing crypto for about 2 years. I don't sell. Do I still need to declare purchasing when preparing taxes? You might want to talk to a CPA. But the answer that I got yesterday is yes. So doesn't mean you're going to owe anything. In fact, you won't if you haven't sold anything, but you might still want to report it. Elliptic says open source. Nice. Sean Paul, thanks for clarifying. Last question. What would be your top 3 cold wallet for Bitcoin only, reliable, open source, good customer service? As far as open source, Trezor Safe 7, Trezor Safe 5, and Trezor Safe 3. That's what I go with. Track record, that's Trezor. Trezor was they invented the hardware wallet. They also invented the seed phrase. I like Trezor because it's pretty obvious that they're extremely passionate about security. Like that's their thing. So yeah, I would go Trezor, and that's what I use. I have purchased a Tangem cold wallet because of your channel information. Set it up. I have fear of transferring. I use your information to set up the wallet. Well, I mean, it doesn't, and I say this kindly and respectfully, but it doesn't do you any good to buy a cold wallet and then not use it. So you need to get over that fear and just transfer the crypto. Now, the good thing about this is you don't have to transfer it all at once. No one's rushing you. You do it at your own pace. The video down in the description, my Tangem Wallet user guide, shows you this exact process. And it's really simple. It's like sending an email. Send a small test amount first. Just start with $10. Once you've successfully received it on the Tangem Wallet, you can send the rest. It's really not a big deal. But again, just because you purchased the cold wallet and set it up doesn't mean you're any more secure. You're not secure until you get your crypto over there. If you have any specific questions about transferring, I'm happy to answer them. But you really need to take that next extra step and just get over the fear. That's the only way you're going to get over it. So, but it sounds like you're on the right track. Like you're so close. So just that last extra step. Am I from the US? Yep, I am. Hey man, would like to take this opportunity to say thanks for all that you do. I'm about 9 months in and you've been a great help to my comfort and sanity. Awesome. That's probably one of the most important things in life. Well, sanity for sure. But I'm glad that I was able to help you in your journey. But all the props to you because you're the one putting in the work, the time and the effort to learn all this stuff and hopefully to continue learning. So props to you. Ledger stole a whole Ethereum from my Ledger wallet. Ledger is unreliable. Yeah, that's definitely not true. I know that's not true. I don't doubt that you lost an Ethereum using a Ledger wallet, but that does not mean Ledger took it from you. Ethereum is a network in which you interact with a lot of smart contracts. So if you've ever interacted with any DeFi platform or website where you're signing a transaction, it was likely malicious. What that does is it allows a scammer to take crypto out of your wallet. That's what happened. Ledger didn't take anything from you. So just be very careful with your claims, because this is how misinformation spreads. And then, well, we have a bunch of misinformation online, and it sucks because people want the truth. They don't want to read, oh, my Ledger stole crypto from me, and they just bought a Ledger wallet. That sucks for them. It's not a good feeling. But yeah, that's definitely not what happened. And that could happen on any wallet: Ledger, Trezor, Tangem, OneKey, Ellipal, Keystone. It doesn't matter. That what happened to you can happen on every single cold wallet because it's a user error. So, Action Man, thanks for making this content. Absolutely. Thanks for watching it. What's the best way to keep your crypto safe? Is a cold wallet not safe? You're focusing on the wrong thing, my guy. Your Ledger wallet is completely safe. What you need to focus on is the fundamentals, how to use the wallet effectively. If you're connecting your cold wallet to different websites, you are exposing yourself to scams. No wallet will protect you from that. As a user, you have to have some level of responsibility and realization, knowing that if you make the mistake, then your crypto is at risk. So I would focus more on the education aspect, which is what this entire channel is about. Ledger didn't steal your crypto. I'm asking you a question right now. Have you ever connected your Ledger wallet to any kind of website and signed a transaction? Does Tangem have a hot wallet in the app, and is it secure? Yes, Tangem is now offering a hot wallet, but it's not available to cold wallet users. If you currently have your cold wallet set up in Tangem, it's not available to you. You'll never see it in the app. The Tangem hot wallet is only available to new users who don't have a Tangem cold wallet. And in that, it allows you to upgrade to a cold wallet. Their end goal is getting users into cold wallets. So Blockstream Jade versus Trezor, both seem to be open source and have their own app. Trezor all the way. I have a Blockstream Jade. The Trezor wallet is going to be the better user experience, in my opinion. Just a better wallet all around. I like the app better. Blockstream also uses a virtual secure element, which I think there was like some kind of recent issue with that. Whereas the Trezor Safe 7 and even other safe models use a physical secure element chip. So Ledger has undergone a recent lawsuit in regard to security breach. That has nothing to do with their wallets. So yeah. Nope, never connected it to DEX, only Coinbase. I don't understand why would you connect a cold wallet to Coinbase? That doesn't really make sense. So I'm not sure. If you're connecting your cold wallet to stuff, that's how you're going to get compromised. I can say with certainty that I'm 99.9% sure that Ledger didn't steal your ETH. Just doesn't make sense. I'm currently mining to a paper wallet. The coin I'm mining is supported by Tangem. Can I mine directly to my Tangem wallet? I would imagine so. I don't know how your mining works. But if you're mining to a paper wallet, more than likely you could mine to your Tangem wallet, yes. But yeah, just a heads up, if you are just joining, I've been answering a bunch of questions on this live stream. I don't know how many we're at now, maybe 100, maybe more, maybe not. But there are a couple of sales going on right now for the holiday season, which is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Well, next weekend, but and I think there will be some more sales from other brands, but right now there's two brands that have a sale. We have Trezor, up to 20% off, depending on what wallet or what deal you get. The link to that deal is in the description. Tangem also has a massive sale. You get 20% off your entire order plus free Bitcoin, anywhere from $5 to $20 of free Bitcoin. The link to that is also in the description. And I have user guides for both Tangem and Trezor down there as well. If you want to learn how to use either wallet, set it up, transfer crypto to it, and use it safely. What else was I going to say? Both those links are down in the description. I also have a link to my Skool community, which is a private community where we have 2 group calls a month. One of those group calls is an industry expert. So like yesterday, we brought in the CEO of CoinLedger, which is a crypto tax software company, and a crypto tax consultant, Jordan Rocco. He has his own consulting firm in Minneapolis. So they came on and answered all of our crypto tax questions last night for an hour. We drilled them with probably about 25 questions for an hour. They answered all of them. But you also get direct access to me along with the community. If you want to learn more about that, that's down in the description as well. Other than that, I'm happy to take any and all of your questions, comments, concerns, if you want to drop them in the chat. The reason I like doing the live streams is because, well, there's just not really a lot of like live support in the crypto space. So if I can be live support for a couple hours out of the day, I think that's awesome. Because you're probably not going to find that anywhere else. To say that Ledger or any other crypto wallets don't steal or subversively hire hackers to steal is a bold statement. Yeah, I'll stand on that statement for now. It's not impossible, but Ledger didn't steal your crypto. I'll tell you that right now. They didn't steal your crypto. It's not even possible. Your key is your key. You generated that key when you set up the wallet, right? Did you generate a brand new seed phrase? Cool. Then they don't have access to that. You would have given someone access to your wallet. Switch says, I bought the Keystone Tablet Plus. I use your code, so appreciate the information on securing my seed phrase. Absolutely. Yeah, the Keystone Tablet Plus, what do you think about it? It's a freaking hunk of metal, right? You could probably throw that through your wall. So yeah, I'm glad that you're enjoying the Keystone Tablet Plus. I had mine somewhere nearby, but I don't know where it's at now. Answer the question. Did you or did you not create a completely new seed phrase when you set up your Ledger wallet? And you already admitted that you connected your wallet to Coinbase, which I still don't understand. What does that even mean? I don't know what that means. You will save people. Please ask me. I have no idea what you want me to ask you. Is Ledger or Trezor safer? Neither one is safer than the other. They're both going to secure your crypto. They both never, well, technically the old Trezor Model 1 was compromised on a physical attack. But for the average person, you don't have to worry about someone stealing your hardware wallet and then running away with it into a lab where they have, tools to hack it. Yeah, either one is going to be fine. I've been using Ledger for 6 years. I've been using Trezor for a little less, I think a couple years now. They're both going to secure your crypto equally the same. I think the more important thing to check is make sure that it supports the cryptocurrencies that you hold or plan to hold, because Trezor supports less cryptocurrencies than Ledger. So start there, because if the wallet you get doesn't support your cryptos, then you can't use it. And then next would be device compatibility. Does it work with the devices that you have at home? All the Ledger wallets, except for the Ledger Nano S Plus, will work on both your mobile and desktop computer. So the Ledger Nano S Plus is only for your computer. All the Ledger models, they have 5 different models. They're all equally secure. So whatever model fits your needs, you're getting the same security. For Trezor, the Trezor Safe 7, which is my personal favorite one, you get, it does work with both your mobile and desktop device. So that's good. And then the Trezor Safe 5 and Trezor Safe 3, those are mainly only desktop wallets. So those are all things that you want to look into. Yeah. Still waiting for it to be delivered. However, it looks extremely durable. I mean, yeah, it's a solid chunk of 304 or whatever stainless steel. So it is durable. Thank you for the lie, but I don't fully agree. That's fine if you don't fully agree, but I'm telling you, this is coming from the most, and you're probably not even here anymore, but from the kindest, I'm trying to help you space, right? Ledger did not steal your crypto. You did something that exposed your crypto. I want you to know that, because if you go and get another hardware wallet and you continue with the same actions, you're going to lose crypto again. That's the reason I'm telling you this. I'm not defending Ledger. I'm saying it is very unlikely that Ledger stole your crypto. What is most likely and what has happened to thousands of other people is that they connected their wallet to something and that thing was malicious. That's likely what happened to you. You also never answered the question if you generated a new seed phrase. So hopefully, yeah, good luck. Can you not check the transaction on the blockchain? Does Ledger have any transaction history? Honestly, the guy just is a little, I think, confused. You can check all crypto transactions on the blockchain. Yes. Are you associated with the community and the trading bot on Telegram? Absolutely not. No, I don't have any. I don't have a Telegram and I don't have a trading community. So you're dealing with a scammer. Coins, money don't just disappear. Exactly. Oh my goodness, Beverly. I'm sorry to hear that. This is exactly what happened to my friend. Yeah, it's exactly what happened to my friend. He got locked out of his Coinbase account for security reasons. Someone tried to access his account. And then after he submitted proof that he was the owner of the account, so he submitted his ID, a selfie, proof of address, all that stuff. Even after that, they still didn't let him access his account. They told him, sorry, we can't help you any further. You might need to seek some legal advice. Maybe send them a letter. If you could get a lawyer to write something up and saying, I forget what it's called off the top of my head, but basically saying you have until this date to respond. That might be your only option at this point. But this is exactly why I don't recommend keeping crypto on an exchange. The blockchain transaction history showed it was transferred to an unknown wallet. Yeah, the reality is if Ledger was stealing crypto, they would be caught because everything is tracked on the blockchain. And even when it's sent to an unknown wallet, they eventually cash it out using a centralized crypto exchange, and that would tie it back to an individual. So yeah, that's why I'm saying Ledger didn't steal your crypto. What happened is you signed something, you exposed your wallet to someone who stole your crypto, which I'm sorry that happened, but I'm telling you that out of the kindness of my heart and because I don't want you to go and make the same mistake using some other wallet. So I hope you're not taking any offense to what I'm saying. I'm not trying to win the argument here, but I'm just speaking factually and statistically. What always happens is someone messes up. Ledger hasn't stolen anyone's crypto. That could, if they were, that would be proven on the blockchain, and they wouldn't be in business. I don't know why I'm getting spammed with all this stuff, but yeah, there's a bunch of fake communities out there. I can't stop every fake community. If you're getting scammed, that's on you. I'm sorry. There are thousands of scammers out there pretending to be different crypto influencers. It's impossible to stop them. You need to use a little common sense. When I say that respectfully, but don't send your crypto to people. Don't expose your seed phrase to people. This is why education is so important. Is there a way to make your Tangem wallet even more secure? It's the same way that you make any wallet more secure. It's all about how you use it. So don't connect your Tangem wallet or any cold wallet to any external platforms to sign transactions. Just use your dedicated cold wallet as a savings account. So send crypto to it, hold it there, and then if you need to ever sell it, send it to the exchange and sell it there. That's how you use a cold wallet securely. Tim Bruner says, I would lock out of Coinbase, Bitcoin, and ADA. Yeah, I'm sorry that happened, Tim. Hopefully you got access again. But again, this is why you want to get your crypto onto cold wallets, into something you actually control. Aaron, yeah, I'm not sure what you're thanking me for, but you're welcome. What is my opinion on the Keystone wallet? It will secure your crypto just like a Ledger wallet will. The main difference with Keystone is that it's an air-gapped wallet. It's not that user-friendly because it is air-gapped, because how air-gapped wallets work. The They finally came out with a native app for Keystone, but before you had to use a bunch of different wallet apps like MetaMask to manage, certain crypto like your Ethereum, and then you had to use like, Sparrow wallet to manage your Bitcoin. So that was always frustrating. But now they have released their own native app called Keystone Nexus. I don't know how many cryptocurrencies they support in that app yet. I don't think it's a ton. So just be aware, if you go with Keystone, you might be using different mobile wallets to manage the physical device. But yeah, like the Ledger wallet you have now is secure. And like Switch mentioned here, your wallet's compromised, like the seed phrase. So you should definitely need to stop using that seed phrase, get your crypto, if you have any crypto on there, get it out of there, and reset the wallet with the new seed phrase. So you don't need to buy a new cold wallet. Motivational shorts, you're welcome. Coffee time. There we go. Tis Ty says it's official. I got permission from the wife to order a Tangem wallet. Sweet. Yeah. Cool. Definitely like drop a comment on the channel or hop on another live stream later and let me know once you get your Tangem wallet, how you like it. Would be cool to hear your feedback. And also, what one are you getting? Are you going to get the 2-pack, the 3-pack? Are you going to get a design? Definitely take advantage of the link in the in the description so you can get that discount and the free Bitcoin. And if you're wondering how the free Bitcoin works, after you order the wallet, watch out for a separate email from Tangem that will have instructions on how to claim that Bitcoin. You'll be able to claim it once you receive your Tangem wallet and set it up. It'll be an automatic claim, and you'll receive it after like a 14-day window, just so that you don't like try to game the system and like return the wallet and get free Bitcoin. But super cool. Let me know what Tangem, like if you're getting a design or what, which one you're getting. Be curious to know. Would you play a tune on that keyboard before the end of your live? Probably not. I don't even know if you'd be able to hear it. It's not the most fancy keyboard. But to be completely honest, I don't know how to read music notes. I just purely freestyle on the keyboard. So. Grand Blaster says, are we talking about physical cold wallets? Yeah, we're talking about cold wallets, crypto wallets, whatever. But we are talking about cold wallets specifically, yeah. How do you verify the seed phrase? Depends on what wallet you're using, James. A lot of wallets like Ledger, when you initially set up the wallet, it has you re-enter the entire seed phrase during the setup process to ensure that you wrote it down correctly. Something like Tangem, with Tangem, it only has you enter 3 of the words, which doesn't really confirm that you wrote down the entire phrase correctly. So I actually reached out to Tangem yesterday and I told them, hey, is there any way you can update it so that users are required to enter the full seed phrase, re-enter the seed phrase during the setup? That way they know for sure they set it up correctly. But obviously that hasn't been implemented yet. So for Tangem, which is, you said that you're using, you would want to do this before you ever put crypto on the wallet. With Tangem, you would set it up. You'd write down your seed phrase, go through the setup process. Then immediately after setting it up, before putting crypto on it, you'd factory reset the wallet. And then you would go back, you'd set it up again, but this time you would import the seed phrase that you just wrote down. That's how you would do that. Can I contact you privately? I don't offer any kind of one-on-one access except for through my Skool community, which is linked down in the description. A Skool community is it's a different platform. We have a community of 70 members here from YouTube, and you get DM access to me, and we do group calls twice a month and things like that. So that's really the only way that I offer that. But I don't offer access anywhere else. So if someone reaches out to you in email or anything like that, it's not me, it's a scammer. What's going on, Matthew? Matthew says he just got into crypto in 2024. Been watching you for 1 year now. Just completed my taxes with CoinLedger. Nice. Use your recent video and discount code for assistance with all this. Thank you. Nice. Well, it sounds like, yeah, you're crushing it. What did you think of CoinLedger? Was it easy to use? Did you have any like manual adjustments that you had to make with like categorization? I'd be curious to know what your experience was with it. But yeah, sounds like you're doing everything right. So props to you, Matthew, and thanks for supporting the channel. Appreciate you. Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Tangem. Hi, Skrilla, what's going on? 3-pack, because without the discount code, it's the same as a 2-pack. Nice. 3-pack. Are you just getting the standard, like the standard design, or are you going to choose a custom design? Want to know when setting up a brand new phone for storing crypto, transferring from. I'm not sure what your question was there. Video on factory resetting for Tangem. Yes, I have a video. Let's see. Let me bring it up. I'll show you which video shows that process. So James, you'd want to watch this video right here. The blue one. It says set up your Tangem wallet without a seed phrase, quick fix. So I made this video for people who originally set up their Tangem wallet without a seed phrase and wanted one. But the whole process is factory resetting your wallet. So this would still apply to you, especially because you probably have crypto on your wallet. But yeah, watch this video, and this will tell you everything you need to do to safely factory reset your Tangem wallet. Let's see. I have black Tangem cold wallets and Ring, and I have the Bitcoin Pizza Day Tangem cold wallet. I'm thinking about getting the red Chinese New Year cards. Yeah, that's a cool thing about Tangem is because I would imagine it'd be a lot harder for other wallet brands to do. But I kind of like that Tangem has all these different designs. It kind of adds a little like, it's fun. And a lot of crypto isn't really fun. Like crypto is kind of boring sometimes. So I know it's not like a big thing, but just the fact that they offer these different designs, I think it's fun. I think it's cool, especially because like I'm kind of in like that collector mindset, or at least when I'm growing up as a kid, I collected the Pokemon cards and different things, and it kind of falls into that category. So yeah, lots of different designs to choose from that are cool. Okay, looks like we got the full question here. Want to know when setting up a brand new phone just for storing crypto, transferring from crypto exchange, is it safe to use that email address password? If you're asking if you should use a separate email address and password for the crypto exchange, it's not a bad idea. I don't know exactly what you mean, but let's see or should a new email password, new Apple ID? You don't need a new Apple ID to set up a crypto exchange account. I mean, if you really wanted to, because you could use your current email to set up a crypto exchange account, definitely create a new password for all your accounts. You shouldn't be sharing any passwords. But yeah, and hopefully you're not storing your crypto on a phone. Hopefully you're getting a cold wallet and doing it there. Stealth Black, nice. Yeah, the Stealth Black is my go-to as well. Let's see, where's my Stealth Black? Stealth Black right here. Literally nothing on it. It's definitely the most discreet option that Tangem offers versus something like, oh, you're going with the freedom theme? Nice. It just screams America, doesn't it? Cool. Yeah, so Ty is saying that he's getting a Tangem 3-pack. Got approval from the wife, which you should always do, right? But if you are interested in getting a Tangem wallet, they do have a sale right now. It's 20% off your order plus free Bitcoin. The link to that is down in the description. If you need help setting up your Tangem wallet and transferring crypto to it, I have my step-by-step user guide in the description as well. It's a real-time video of me setting up a Tangem wallet step-by-step, sending crypto to it from an exchange, and even sending crypto from it back to the exchange if you need assistance. Tried to set up a brand new iPhone 17. Steps repeatedly asked for Apple ID. I set up a new Apple ID email password. yeah, I mean, I don't know what your question is then. That's specific to your phone and your Apple account. Doesn't really have anything to do with the crypto exchange or your crypto wallet. Tangem should collab with Pokemon or Hello Kitty. That would be pretty epic. They do collab with a lot of cryptocurrency projects, which I'm personally not a huge fan of because I don't know. I doubt they do any like vetting. So they're probably just like creating designs for like all these stupid scammy crypto projects, which is kind of annoying, but I understand that there's communities within crypto projects. Anyways, it would be cool to have something like a Pokemon Tangem card. That'd actually be insane. Steps I felt were asking for info. Yeah, I honestly don't know exactly what you're asking, so I'm sorry. I having a hard time understanding and answering your question if it is a question. But yeah. What is the price of Bitcoin right now on this Friday? Bitcoin price 69,000. Nice. We're headed to the moon. That's what I'm talking about. What's your favorite crypto? Mine is Bitcoin. I don't have a favorite crypto, to be honest. There's lots of different cryptos. Bitcoin's a good one. I think Bitcoin's a safe one. As far as crypto is concerned, right? So we'll try again. Keystone support asked me to connect my current wallet to their Keystone app online before I even receive my Keystone wallet in the mail. Keystone support asked me to connect my current wallet to their Keystone app before I even received my Keystone wallet in the mail. Sorry, I had to read this like 3 times over. I have no idea why they would do that. That doesn't make any sense. Are you sure you're talking with Keystone support? Matthew says no issues with categorization, less than 5 missing cost basis report issues with 2 cold wallets and 5 hot wallet imports, but CoinLedger's troubleshooting was relatively easy to follow when correcting those. Nice, that's really good feedback. 2 cold wallets, 5 hot wallet imports. Nice. Yeah, it sounds like it went pretty simple for you then. Honestly, I think it'd be almost impossible to even file crypto taxes if we didn't have crypto tax software like CoinLedger. Because imagine going to the blockchain, which is already a lot in itself, and then scraping all that data and putting it into like an Excel sheet or something. That would be absolutely insane. But yeah, I'm glad that it worked out for you well and that it didn't give you too many issues. So good job there. This is the time to say stop using centralized exchanges. I switched to self-custody. I like Ledger a little better than Tangem because verify transactions and randomizes address. Yeah, I mean, you should always, if you own crypto, you should never keep it on a centralized exchange because you don't actually own it then, and you should always get it into self-custody. So it sounds like you found your sweet spot, and I'm glad you did. Got a decent wallet last Christmas. Easy to set up for crypto addresses, seed phrase safe and hidden. Grabbing a steel plate soon. No issues and easy update. Just need to use Chrome. Nice. Yeah, I'm not a fan of DOESN, and it's not a wallet that I use or recommend, even though I own one, just because they are 100% closed source. But if it works for you and you feel comfortable using it, that's what's important. So I'm glad that's the case for you. Sounds like you're set. Bitcoin is involved heavily in Epstein affair and human trafficking. I mean, so is everything. So is fiat money. I mean, cash is used to buy drugs and do a bunch of illegal stuff. Doesn't mean you don't use cash. And most crypto is involved in illegal activities. All of it probably is. So definitely not a surprise. When I open my Tangem app directly on my new phone, it lists my wallets as soon as I click on the app icon. I think this isn't good for privacy reasons. How can this be changed? When I open my Tangem app directly on my phone, now it lists my wallets as soon as I click on the app icon. I don't know exactly what you mean because that's not how mine works, so I can't relate. If you just mean like when you open the app and it shows you like this, like just shows you your wallet or what? That's how the app works. The thing that keeps the important thing to note is to open your app, you either need to use biometrics, which that's the security against it, or you need to scan your card or something. If you don't want your wallet to just automatically appear every time you open the app, you'd have to go to settings, app settings, and then I think you need to disable Face ID and then enable require access code. Or maybe device settings. Let me see what device settings says. You can change it so that it doesn't just like open up your wallet, but shoot, I lost that card. Misplaced my card. Son of a gun. Let me try another one. Let's see, device settings, scan ring card. Change access code, security mode, access code. Yeah, I think you'd have to go to the settings and click app settings and then turn off Face ID and enable require access code. So this is what I'm talking about in the app settings. You'd want to turn Face ID off. Why isn't this focusing? And require access code. That way, when you open up your wallet, it's not going to, your wallet basically won't appear. But it's not really a risk having your wallet just open up because no one can do anything without the card and knowing your access code. Also, another thing you could do is you can tap this little button that says, why doesn't this focus? That says flip to hide balances here at the bottom. And that will make it so you can't see any of your details. So now everything is just starred if you want to do that. So it's up to you. I'm going to turn that off. Use the official Keystone website. I don't have an answer for you. I have no idea why they want you to connect your current wallet to the Keystone Nexus app. That makes absolutely zero sense to me, and you don't need to do that. So, what's going on, Eric? Let's see. In my exchange, I have less than 0.01% of a few alts in Bitcoin. Why is that? I moved all the crypto to my Tangem wallet, but still some remain. I mean, it could be for several different reasons, but usually like when you send crypto, it's usually an estimate. So there might be some left over, like for fees and stuff. If you're trying to get all of it out of the exchange, your best option would be to sell all of those little things, even if it's like a few cents, sell it all and then either cash it out for cash to your bank or just sell it all and then convert it to one crypto and send it to your wallet. What's going on, Forever Forgiven? Hope all is well. Appreciate everything you do. Thank you. Appreciate you always joining the live stream and showing support. My next cold one I should review later on is Trezor. Fun fact, they were the first one to have the bit39 seed phrase. Yep, that's correct. No, before I scan the cards. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you have Face ID enabled right now, then you can open the app using Face ID or your biometrics, and it will give you, it'll let you see the wallet. That's how it works. If you don't want it to be that way, and you want it to have you scan the card, you need to disable Face ID and enable the access code requirement in the apps. That's what I'm saying. I have a well-known scam coin that was deposited in my wallet anyway to get rid of it other than just hiding it. I just wouldn't touch it. It's pointless to get rid of it because more are just going to show back up in your wallet. If you want to waste fees sending it to a burn address, you can do that. It's pretty pointless though. It doesn't do anything. It's not doing you any harm just sitting in your wallet. And like I said, there's always going to be random tokens in your wallet. I don't want someone to be able to see that I have multiple wallets, especially since I put some crypto on them and then gave the wallets to other people as gifts. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, like I said, just go to the settings, disable Face ID, enable access code required. Just know that if you do that, you're going to need the physical cards to see those wallet balances. So Realistic says, hey there, can you explain why Cold Wallet doesn't automatically protect your crypto? Yeah, I mean, I explained that at the beginning of the live stream. Of course, we're 2 hours in now. I'm happy to retouch on it. But a cold wallet doesn't automatically protect your crypto because it doesn't protect against user error. The reason people lose crypto isn't because of nefarious hackers, finding exploits in your wallet and then, hacking your wallet. That just doesn't really happen. 99.9% of crypto lost in the space is because people fall for scams, social engineering. They join a trading group that's a scam. They give out their seed phrase. They use their wallet. They connect their wallet to websites and sign transactions. You shouldn't be doing that with your cold wallet. If you're using your main cold storage wallet to connect to DeFi platforms and sign transactions, it's very likely that you'll lose your crypto by signing a malicious transaction approval. So that's what I mean when I say a cold wallet doesn't automatically protect your crypto. You have to use it the right way. So that gets into a lot of things. Like there's no such thing as the best cold wallet or the most secure cold wallet, because it really depends on your own technical skill level and your comfort level. Something that's super, something like the Keystone 3 Pro that's air gapped and a little more complex to use probably isn't the best option for a beginner, because its technical level exceeds that of the person using it. So that's kind of yeah. If you give someone your receiving address, can they see what's in your wallet? Yes, they can. You have to understand everything is public on the blockchain. Crypto is public. Crypto lives on the blockchain. The blockchain is a digital public ledger of transactions. Do you think we need RFID protection for our day bags to protect our cold wallet Tangem cards? No, I don't think so. Yeah, absolutely not. Especially if it's just sitting in a secure location, whether that's at your home or somewhere else. Absolutely not. Tangem alone, it's immune to EMPs, electrostatic discharge, and X-ray machines. There's also a video of someone scanning a Flipper Zero, which is a hacker tool, scanning a Tangem wallet with it, and it's not able to extract any information from it. If it makes you feel better, you can do it. Is it necessary? No, it's not. Realistic, I thought something else had changed. Thanks for answering that. Absolutely. I heard Tangem's making some very controversial decisions about allowing you to back up your seed phrase to iCloud, not the philosophy of online storage. So that's not available yet. That's only going to be available to hot wallet users. That's not an option for cold wallet. But I don't believe that's available yet when I checked. And the hot wallet is only available to non-cold wallet users. So if you're currently using a Tangem cold wallet, you don't even see the hot wallet option in the app. But what Tangem has done is they've created a hot wallet. They're calling it their mobile wallet. This allows you to set up a self-custodial wallet using Tangem's app without ever having to buy a cold wallet. And then you could back up your seed phrase as normally by writing it down, or one of the options that again isn't released yet is the iCloud backup. And then if their goal is to ultimately get you into a cold wallet, so you can upgrade directly from your hot wallet to a cold wallet. But yeah, I agree. It is an interesting approach. And yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see where they go with their hot wallet. So would an iPhone 13 Pro be good enough for storing crypto? Okay, again, don't store your crypto on a phone. That's not where you want to store your crypto. That's called a hot wallet. If you want to store your crypto, get a cold wallet, something like Tangem, Ledger, Trezor. It doesn't. Yes, iPhone 13 Pro is fine, but get a cold wallet. just for fun says best Tangem or Trezor. Again, there's no such thing as the best wallet. I can't tell you what the best wallet is. You have to decide that. And I'll tell you how to determine that. Because best is subjective, the things that you need to check before checking anything else, just for fun, is the first thing is coin support. Tangem supports way more cryptocurrencies than Trezor. So you need to check first. Does the wallet, does Trezor, does Tangem support the cryptocurrencies that you plan to secure with it? If it doesn't, then you can't use that wallet and that wallet's not for you. Does it mean it's not the best for someone else? No. That's why I'm saying there's no such thing as the best wallet. The next thing you want to consider is device compatibility. Does Tangem and or Trezor work with the devices you have at home? Tangem is a mobile-only wallet. It will only work with iPhone and Android phones that have NFC capabilities, which is any modern-day phone, right? Trezor, depending on what model you get, will work with your computer and your phone. The Trezor Safe 7 is their first wireless wallet. It works with both your phone, I think even tablets, and your computer. Whereas the old Trezor Safe 5 and Trezor Safe 3, those are mainly best used as desktop wallets, but you can use them plugged into Android devices. That's where you need to start. Then from there, you can start looking at the specifics, like what's the setup process like? How do you update the firmware? How are transactions approved? And you could check all that stuff by looking at user guides on YouTube. And I have user guides to both Tangem and Trezor down in the description of this live stream, along with links to both of those wallets because they both have sales going on right now. Tangem has 20% off plus free Bitcoin using the link in the description. And Trezor has up to 20% off depending what wallet you get using the link in the description. If you want to only store Bitcoin, again, it depends. Both wallets are going to secure your crypto. Tangem will secure it. Trezor will secure it. You need to check device compatibility next. Do you want to manage your wallet with your phone? Do you want to manage it with your computer? Do you want to have the option to manage it with both? Answer that question. Then you can start looking at other things. Again, the app. Tangem's app is a lot more user-friendly than Trezor. That's not to say that Trezor is hard or not user-friendly. It's just an app on your phone. Like everyone knows how to use and access an app on your phone. It's really simple. Trezor, you're going to have to download the app on, you could do it on your phone or you could do it on your desktop computer. There's just a couple extra steps. So it really depends. But you can't, in my opinion, you can't go wrong with either one. They're both going to do the job of securing your crypto. But yeah, definitely check out the user guides down in the description. In those guides, I show you exactly how to set up each wallet. And I think that will help you make the ultimate choice because they both support Bitcoin. So yeah, for Bitcoin, like I said, they both support Bitcoin. I meant to ask if an iPhone 13 Pro was good enough to use a burner phone to buy crypto before transferring to a cold wallet. Yeah, you can use anything to buy crypto. iPhone 13 Pro is fine. For sure. Just for fun, you're welcome. Let's see here. Check what's going on here. Dun, 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 dun. For interesting. See, I would not use a cold wallet for malicious transactions or airdrops. Cold wallet is my savings, hot is my checking. So if I lose money in there, it's not deadly. Yeah, so it sounds like you're doing everything right. Well done. Well done. What's everyone doing today on a Friday? The real question is this actually Friday for you, or is this, for some people, this could be Monday? Today's definitely my Friday. The weekends are always nice. Try to get offline a little bit because I basically live online with running the YouTube channel and the Skool community and trying to keep up with all the latest updates with the wallets and the scams and the hacks. But curious what everyone else is up to this weekend. Also, did anyone buy in the Bitcoin dip? Is it a bad thing or is it an opportunity? Are you a glass half full kind of person or glass half empty? It's definitely worth asking. Big Mac says, hello, what do you think of Tangem's new hot wallet feature within the app that doesn't require cards? I'm not sure what I think about it yet because it's still, they're still rolling out updates for that specifically. The one thing that I like about it, well, there's a couple things. There's things I like and dislike. The things that I like is for current cold wallet users, they don't have to deal with it. If you're currently using a Tangem cold wallet, you don't even see the hot wallet option in the app. This is good. This prevents you from accidentally downgrading to a hot wallet. So I'm glad that they thought of that. The other thing I like about it is it allows people who haven't used Tangem before or who haven't bought Tangem, it allows them to set up a self-custodial wallet and test out Tangem before they buy the actual cards. And they can upgrade from the hot wallet directly to a cold wallet in the app, which is cool because the end goal is a cold wallet. Tangem wants you in a cold wallet. Obviously, they're trying to sell you a cold wallet. The things that I don't like is that it's just kind of confusing. Like I said, for current cold wallet users, there's nothing really confusing about it because they don't even know it exists. But for someone who's new to crypto and just joining, I could see where it could get confusing. Even though it says there's 3 options, like when you first download the Tangem app, it says, scan card or ring. That's assuming you bought a Tangem wallet. The other one is, I think, import wallet, maybe. I don't remember. And then the last option is create a mobile wallet. So if you create a mobile wallet, you are creating a hot wallet. But I still think they're working on kind of like the flow of things and maybe how it's presented to users. So I'm definitely going to make a video on it, but I'm kind of waiting to see how it plays out, I guess. So Saturday morning here in New Zealand. Nice. Well, happy Saturday morning to you. Cold wallet, it basically depends on what you want to use it for. For me, it's a ledger. Does it support mobile and computers? Since I use mobile, yes, I would like to use that immediately. 100%. Cyberscroll, if I am someone who travels a lot and need to provide all the time the metal with me to the airport, any advice? Interesting. So you're basically saying you travel with your seed phrase. My question would be, do you have a place, like a residence, where you could actually store the seed phrase and just take the wallet with you? I don't recommend traveling with your seed phrase at all. What I personally travel with and this is the only crypto wallet I travel with and have ever traveled with, is a Tangem wallet. Because some places, depending on where you go, they look down on cold wallets, and some places don't allow cold wallets. But you could also make yourself a target. Some people know like what a ledger wallet looks like, right? If you get a Tangem wallet, it's just a card in your wallet. It's also immune to X-ray machines and things. But if you have your Tangem card, you don't need your seed phrase because the seed phrase is stored on the card, right? So as long as you have your card in your phone, you can always access your crypto. That way you're not carrying around your seed phrase and risk exposing it to someone. I wouldn't be trusting airport security or TSA or anyone, right? When I travel to a certain country, I stayed at a hotel. It was a nice hotel, and I put like the do not disturb thing on the door because I was out for the day and I didn't want anyone to come in there because I don't trust people. And their cleaning crew came in and they stole crap from me. So I would not want my seed phrase sitting around at a hotel. I don't know if you stay at hotels or Airbnbs, but it's not something I would ever feel comfortable doing. That's why I like traveling with Tangem. It's inconspicuous, it's durable, and I can keep it with me at all times. Versus a big clunky metal plate, kind of sticks out. So that'd be my recommendation. If you have a place you can keep your seed phrase when you're not traveling, put it in a secure locked location. And then just travel with your cold wallet. Really, the only cold wallet I travel with is Tangem, but it depends. Friday, been watching podcasts on Epstein files. Yep, lots of. It's definitely a popular topic right now. Fortunately and unfortunately, the truth eventually comes out. And I'm sure this is just the tip of the iceberg with all that. I mean, the entire world is corrupt. So this is probably just the tip. the very tippy tip of a lot of corruption is what I could see. West Earn says, I really need your help, please. Any way I can get in touch with you. I need help, please let me know. You could just ask your question here. Otherwise, the only help that I offer, like one-on-one or one-to-many, is my Skool community, Skool. And you can join that community, and no guarantees that I can help you because I don't know what your situation is. But if you are trying to reach out to me, the link to my Skool community is down in the description. And the link will take you to this page here, and you can see what you get with that. But you get 2 group calls per month. You can watch the recordings. There's a Q&A board where you can ask your questions and learn from our other community members who are a wealth of knowledge. We have industry speakers, industry experts that come and speak. You can DM me directly on the Skool platform. So that's what I offer. The link to that's in the description if you want to learn more. Or you can just ask your question here. Don't know if it's something you feel comfortable asking, and I don't know if it's something I can answer, but we could try. Forever Forgiven, absolutely. Speaker Vision woke up at 3 a.m. and worked from 6 a.m., but after work, I saw your live, so I joined to learn more every single day. Nice. Dang, that's woke up at 3 a.m. I was waking up at 6 a.m., so you're a little ahead of me there. A burner phone or a burner wallet is basically one that, you're just using like as a temporary, like a burner wallet. You just use it for risky transactions or for quick transactions. You're not actually storing anything of value there. People think cold wallets are complex. You are tech savvy, so I can figure out a little more easier than others, but you shouldn't be scared of cold wallets. Yeah, there's a cold wallet out there for everyone. Was living in a different world. Just never imagined such activity has been going on for so long. I mean, to be quite honest, is even worse than just the Epstein files. It goes much deeper. That's the world we live in. We live in a corrupt world full of sin. It's a world that we're born into. Do all cold wallets support the use of seed phrase plus passphrase? Thank you for all the content. I wouldn't say all cold wallets support seed phrase passphrase combo. Most cold wallets do. Tangem, Trezor, Ledger, OneKey, Keystone, Ellipal. What other one? What are the other popular ones? Those are the main ones that they all support the seed phrase and passphrase combo. Like seed phrases aren't necessarily brand specific, right? You could take a seed phrase from Trezor and import it into your Ledger wallet. You could take a seed phrase and passphrase from Trezor and import it into your Ledger wallet, right? The main caveat there is that you just want to ensure that whatever wallet you import the seed phrase and passphrase into, that it supports the same cryptocurrencies. Otherwise, you won't be able to see and manage those cryptocurrencies. Even though it will still be secured by the seed phrase, you just won't be able to see it in your device. I would be using a specific phone just for crypto only, but they are cheap, dumb prepaid phones to be used once. Yeah, that's another version of a burner phone. But you go to Walmart and buy like those prepaid phones where you can like keep buying minutes for them. Honestly, it's used by like drug dealers and stuff because they're burners and they're harder to track. But specifically, as this person stated, they're talking about using a specific phone for crypto only, which you don't need to do, by the way. But if you want to do that, that's fine. So we got 59 people in here. Nice. Shout out to everyone. Happy Friday. If you're just joining, welcome in. If you've been here the whole live stream, I appreciate you being here. At this point, I don't know how many questions we've had and have answered. It looks like, I don't know, at least like 60 different questions. That's pretty good. But yeah, if you're just joining, we do have a couple things going on. There's some Valentine's Day sales that are running right now. There will be more next weekend from some other companies. Right now, Ledger has 20% off your entire order plus free Bitcoin. That's down in the description. Trezor has their sale right now. It's up to 20% off, depending on what wallet or bundle you get. But if you just get like the Trezor Safe 7, you get a free wireless charger. The Trezor Safe 5 and Trezor Safe 3 are 10% off. You can get a bundle deal for 20% off. Both those links are down in the description. I also drop my user guides to both Tangem and Trezor Safe 7 if you want to learn how to use a cold wallet and get your crypto secured on one. You could find those in the description, but definitely take advantage of the deals if you're looking for a cold wallet, because why wouldn't you want to save money when you buy stuff? I mean, before I buy anything online, I'll always type into Google, so and so promo code or discount code, because if it's going to take me an extra 50 seconds to find a discount code to save 10%, yeah, I'm going to do it. But I'm also cheap, so it's expected. But yeah, if you're just joining, I'm happy to answer any questions you have, comments, concerns about anything. It's a pretty open space. It's a safe space. We're talking crypto security, crypto wallets. Crypto's down right now, which in my opinion just means more opportunity for people. I was actually just looking on Google Trends right now, which is kind of interesting. Could probably go look at that. So if you go to Google Trends, you can see what people are searching for, just like all over the world. And so I was like, well, let's type in how to buy Bitcoin. So this is for the past 24 hours. Let's go to the past 3 months. So the search term on the web for how to buy Bitcoin in the past 3 months, even though Bitcoin is down, how to buy it is at an all-time high over the last 3 months. That's kind of interesting metrics. You could also filter by like YouTube search. This is pretty interesting. We had a huge spike on December 25th on Christmas. That's interesting. And now you can see we have another spike now because Bitcoin is so low. So this kind of tells you like, oh, that's interesting. Bitcoin is down, yet everyone's looking at how to buy it. Or shoot, we could go over the past year. Past year, it's still pretty low, but you can still see the spike patterns, which is interesting. Past year on web search, we are almost at all-time highs, though. If you want to get even crazier, you could go to the past 5 years. January 31st, 2021, Bitcoin, I mean, that was a bull run in 2021. Bitcoin, how to buy Bitcoin all-time high. We had another high at November to December 2022. And we're kind of going back up. So that's interesting to see. But those are just some things I noticed when I was doing some research on stuff. Interesting data nonetheless. Let's see. Lighten Maxon says, you're brilliant. The reason I have a Tangem wallet, simple to use for someone not tech savvy. Your videos taught me everything and gave me the confidence. That's what I like to hear. And that's why I make these videos, because I was once in your situation as well. And I think we all start there. We start with basically no knowledge, and then we slowly build confidence up as we go through the steps. And the only thing I'm doing different is I'm sharing everything I do with everyone on the internet, right? Because I understand that this stuff's not easy. It's complicated, it's complex, and it's scary. That's why I decided to create Cyberskrilla back in 2021. It actually started as a blog. It became one of the most read like NFT and crypto wallet blogs back in 2021. I was even beating out like Fortune 500 companies, huge media sites. I was ranking over them on Google back when that was kind of a thing. And then eventually I went on to YouTube, and here we are on the YouTube channel. But really all I've been doing since I've started this is just sharing what I learned with other people. So I'm glad you find it helpful. Why do I keep being delayed by slow mode when texting you? Is this a standard feature to allow other watchers a chance to have their questions displayed? I enable slow mode when I start live streams because sometimes I can't keep up with the questions. And also because sometimes we get scammers in here and they just post a bunch of stuff. That prevents people from being able to constantly post. So yes, that is intentional, and I'm going to keep it that way. It should be, I think it's a 45-second delay is what I put. Any last minute questions from anyone? I think we're pretty good here. I feel good. I feel like we had a lot of good questions. There's a lot of good information here. Again, Tangem sale, 20% off, links in the description. You get free Bitcoin. The user guide to use Tangem is also down there. Trezor is also having their sale up to 20% off. That link's also in the description. I'll wait like 20 more seconds. If we don't have any more comments roll in, gonna call it quits, and I'll chat with y'all soon. Do I like Ellipal wallets? I don't recommend or use Ellipal anymore. I own just about every Ellipal wallet, and because of some personal interactions I had with them, I don't recommend them anymore. So no, I don't personally like them or use them, but I know some people that use Ellipal and like them. So it's not one that I recommend. Justin Walker says, just bought a healthy chunk of Bitcoin during the slump. There we go. So what I'm talking about, you could see it as a terrible thing, or you can see it as an opportunity. Justin chose to see it as an opportunity. Would you like to hear about a new coin that is growing fast very globally? No, wouldn't. We don't talk about coins and stuff on this channel. So yeah, not something I'm interested in. Thank you very much. Informative, wonderful as always. Yeah, thanks for all the good questions. Kristen says, first time seeing you live. Thanks for what you do. That's interesting. I've done a lot of live streams in the past. I definitely don't do them like super often. But it's interesting that this is your first time seeing me live. Are you a pretty new subscriber, or I'm just curious because maybe YouTube isn't showing when I'm live to everyone. I think to help fix that, of course, if you're subscribed, it'll show when I'm live. And if you hit the notification bell, it'll show that. If you want to know when I go live, I would definitely recommend doing that. But yeah, happy to have you on the live stream. And it's always fun to talk to subscribers. I mean, not face to face, but at least I'm live and we're interacting in a live setting. Didn't Ellipal mislead during a hack last year? Ellipal emailed me and basically said that they basically lied about another wallet being hacked in an attempt to sell their wallet or get me to sell their wallet. I called them out on this. They denied it. And then after a couple emails, they're like, okay, you're right. We're wrong. They didn't actually get hacked. And then the whole conversation was super weird, almost like it was all staged and played out. And I was talking to my normal contact at Ellipal. They also, on one of my videos, they spammed my channel with bots on an Ellipal X card video. Super weird. Just super weird behavior. Not something, it was just very off-putting to me. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to recommend your wallets anymore. And I don't. So speak your vision. Absolutely. Thanks for joining the live stream. Of course, I'll see you inside the Skool community as well. Thanks for always having good questions and always being engaged. I really appreciate that. Speaking of the Skool community, see what's going on in there. Nice. All right. Well, I think we're going to call it quits. Hope you all have a great Friday. Have a blessed weekend. Stay safe, stay secure,